Hello,
Hello.
hello,
Howdy,
everybody.
folks.
Hey, Seth here.
It's hey,
Cease.
hey, people. Fake gamer.
Bold of you to assume people are watching us.
No, no. I'm saying you're not PogChamp.
Alright.
So, this week we are probably going to catch totally not Corona and probably die. This ought to be pretty fun.
Thing is, I made the concept for the necrosis plague before this all happened.
Well, don't you all talk at once.
Legally distinct from Rona.
Yep.
Exceptionally so, in fact.
So yeah, I guess we're just kind of waiting for Hawkeye at this point.
So it would seem.
Howard needs to get in here.
I'm making a drink.
I'm
I have
making
one?
drinks.
Well, we all know Golden Cersei.
The only one in the house who likes alcohol. It's lonely sometimes.
It's not even true.
Hello there. Have you
Hey.
heard about my character for Basylvania?
I have not, but I heard that you stole my array.
I did steal
Evan!
your array.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Because
I'm less lame than I
everybody's
suspected.
stealing my fucking array. Because I worked hard. I used 3 luck points on that. And then everybody else comes in and they're just like, yes, those are nice rolls. I think I'll take them.
Our rolls.
These radical liberals take
Sayos Nieroshin.
these handouts.
So, yeah, I heard about your foot, Evan. Really, really sorry to hear about that.
What, my foot?
Or, wait a minute.
Oh,
Walter,
my
did you
God.
lie to us?
No. You're dumb.
I feel like you may have misinterpreted. I didn't break my foot or ankle or whatever the fuck. My coworker did, and I had to take him to the hospital.
Oh, I thought that your coworker broke your foot or ankle.
No.
Is
I
what
wouldn't-
JC told us.
I
Jeez.
wouldn't be here if
Jeez,
that
I
was
get
the
he's
case.
not balling, but you don't gotta like out him like that.
Damn.
I'm
I
so sorry.
respect the fact that you thought I was just so committed that I went to the fucking hospital, came back, it was like, all right, D&D boys.
So confused right now.
Don't be.
No. Instead,
We all
I had to save my good friend Kevin.
Everyone deserves a good friend named Kevin.
I don't know his last name.
Kevin from
Oh, correct me.
321 Penguins.
I know his last name. I just don't know how to pronounce it.
Was it
because
321 Penguins, Sarah?
Yes.
Kevin.
Alright, so we pretty much got one other person to wait for, and Tate is going to be like an hour and a half later or something like that.
Yep.
Oh, there's a message. You bastard.
Bastard.
The bastard in player chat. So, how is everyone? How was everyone Friday this day?
I am exhausted. I'm very tired in all facets of the word, but I'm very ready to play some D&D.
Big mood.
You shall have no opportunity.
Oh, fuck.
I'm eating motherfucking pizza.
Beat. I'm happy about the new expansion for Legends of Runeterra. That's fun.
Yeah, very.
I
Yeah.
think I heard something about that in one of the other D&D servers I'm in. Or kinda
It's
about
pretty fun. You can better achieve the big number, and I like the big number.
I see you are a Timmy player at heart.
I don't know if
Yes.
that is a
Yes.
correct
Yes. It is.
summation of my position.
We're
But
both
I can tell
Timmys.
you,
We
I have no affiliation with the Timmy Party of America. I have always been an independent voter. I've always voted for a three-party system. Bimmy, Jimmy, and Timmy. But if that is the
It's
position of the Timmy Party, then I
it's
guess I am.
Timmy, Spike, and what's the other one?
Johnny.
Johnny, that's it, right? I'm a fake gamer.
I am very much a Johnny player.
Joni. What's a Johnny player?
Basically pulling off some weird strategies that may not be strictly optimal, but work really well when played
Fuck
right.
this guy. This guy plays the fucking KDA deck.
No, I played an aggro swarm deck.
That just sounds like a
Yeah,
Spike.
fuck this guy.
No, it was in a game that discouraged swarms.
Yeah, but it's still aggro. Doesn't make a difference.
It was
Like,
also-
here's the thing. Sure. It might not be a Spike because it's not good, but it's still a Spike because it's aggro.
You're a
Okay,
Spike.
but to be fair, I was playing a deck that relied on basically just I am going to throw everything at them, and if I don't succeed, then I instantly fucking die.
Yeah. Do we want to go ahead and just get started and they'll funnel in as they do?
Yeah, I suppose. Sadly, I cannot literally drag Hawkray in here by the ear, but that's showbiz, baby.
That's show business, baby. Alright. Where we last left off, the party had only just started to make their way out from the mercenary camp, making their way to set up camp. They do so and take a relatively nice nap for the evening, falling asleep under the stars. As the morning
Nap.
comes, most of you begin to wake up. I.e. queue for you guys to do stuff.
Yeah, I was about to say. When I wake up, I look to see if anything shady has happened in this campground.
As
Like,
in,
As in, has anybody has any like actual combat or anything gone on? Has anybody disobeyed orders or gone done anything?
you're a good like half hour away from the camp.
Oh, okay, never mind then. I don't do that. Instead, I wake up, I sneak by Dyer and or Lorik's area of sleep, and I patiently wait for them with a childish glee.
Funnily enough, this is probably one of the only times that you've actually been awake before, Laura.
Hold on. Yeah,
Oh.
he's a Robotnik man.
Not a
Deeply
robot,
unfortunate.
man.
Yeah. Lorik is sound asleep at this time in an unusual change of pace.
I see. Wow. I can't believe Boric is asleep.
Lorik
Really?
Bonson.
Sometimes people deserve to sleep, Rifter.
No. Not when I need attention and love.
You'll have
Can't you-
neither.
But yeah, if that's the case, if he doesn't wake up or anything like that, Rifter will just do the very logical thing of waiting by anybody or searching for anybody else that will eventually at some point be awake, because this is very important to Rifter's interests.
Can I wake up or is it 140 low?
You are awake.
Dare just turns to his head. He's happily, dreaming about butterflies and whatnot.
Not butterfly.
Turns his head, opens his eyes for half a second, and sees Rifter. He's like, "Oh, Morning.
Rifter just kind of looks at him like opened wide eyes, cocks his head, and just goes. It makes an actual unironic bird noise at him.
So assume Lorik is like, I don't know, a couple dozen feet away from where we are.
Who is?
Where's Lorik? Lorik.
Lorik's like just in the camp asleep.
Okay, I grab a
Well,
stone
in
and
your
throw it.
guys' camp asleep.
I throw a stone over.
It's
I
very
throw
rude.
a stone.
Lorik,
Or
wake up.
pretty much instantly jolts awake with like one single tear in his right eye and kind of shakes himself awake. And
Oh, fuck, I was crying.
I apologies, I usually better about keeping a schedule like this. Are we all prepared?
We're good. That's why rocks exist. Morning.
Would I notice, DM? Would I notice this tear going across Lork's or in his eye?
What's your passive perception?
20.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Rifter kind of like does like a small double take, and then very swiftly like you can hear his little bird pitter patters, and walks over to to Lorik and like rubs his feathers across. Oh wait, actually he wouldn't be in Rifter form, I guess. He
You're a
rubs his
million.
chin, and kind of just like stares at you very intently, almost too close for comfort, like a little bit socially awkward, but it's just like staring at you as if he knows that you did some shit.
Oh, is there anything wrong?
I then make a little impression of a tear going down my eye, and I point at you, like a little finger going down from the tear duct all the way down to the eye. And if you'll
Not now.
excuse me, I actually I just got a call from my my coworker, so I think I need to take that one.
I see.
Yeah, Lorik basically just responds by kind of waving his hand at Rifter and saying, "Not now."
Dismissed. Bird gone.
Who else is in vicinity?
Hate is the only person still asleep. Is Schoonhoff still asleep or is Schoonhoff awake actually?
I'm asleep.
Yeah, Schoonhoff.
Oh, okay. Well, Derek grabs a rock.
Me.
Turn off.
I instantly jolt awake.
Morning.
Welcome to the
Christ,
low open
Dyer,
lip.
what's with you?
I don't want to get out of the bedroll.
Can't leave
I
an
am
old
going
man
to stand-
sleep.
It's bad for your bones. Time to get up. He squirms.
I want to get out of your bedroll, huh?
I am going to physically stand up, and I am going to unroll Dyer out of the bedroll like I am unrolling a sushi or something
I
like that.
roll away.
I thought you would figuratively stand up.
Ooh, I was gonna grab him by the shoulders
Imaginarily.
and just drag him out.
Yeah, I just roll away.
Well, perhaps you
Yeah.
can wear that Kosvin then.
Man, it'll keep me away from the plague.
Somehow I doubt that.
Yeah, same.
Actually, I should be
All right. He takes it off.
doing this.
Is everyone else accounted for?
Seems to be.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna assume that Rifter went total ADHD crackhead mode and just had a fucking hallucination. What did I miss?
Lorik basically just waved you off and said, "Not now."
Oh, in that case, Rifter just kind of like moves backwards, but like points at both of us. Like I point my eyes at your eyes, and I slowly retreat back into the darkness from whence I came. But I do whisper, I do mouth, "We'll talk about this" to you.
The gentle, like 7:30 in the morning darkness.
Yes. And by
Hey,
darkness,
Rifty, you
I
know that we
mean,
can still see you, right?
Twilight.
Or I can at the very least.
Yeah, I was about to say I would like to stealth check this because I want to see how much hidden I can be within Dyer's literal actual shadow.
Oh, okay. I'm just standing here.
Okay, yeah. Let's fucking do this
Let's
shit.
go with disadvantage. I'm down with it though.
Okay, with disadvantage. All right, I'll take it. I'll take it, dude. I've never known stealth to be a Okay, hey, you wanna? Hey, roll 20.
I never
Okay.
seen this man.
All right,
Oh,
Oh wait, no,
15.
15.
15. You still manage to see him. No. We're not using that. We're not using that. I didn't say to roll.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
oh.
You just said with disadvantage.
Yeah, I told it Rifter to roll.
Oh, fair.
I didn't tell Lorik to roll shit.
Oh.
That's fair.
Well, I didn't roll shit. I rolled absolute garbage.
But yeah, continue. Go ahead, Lord and Savior DM.
It's a little bit disconcerting how well Rifter is able to line up his body to hide behind Dyer. However, you're still able to see a little bit as the horns are not quite lined up, and a little bit of his cloak sticks out as well.
I'd like to
I
think
need
it's the
to
tail.
make 2 experimental elixirs.
Oh.
You may roll
Guys,
them.
actually get ready for the day instead of.
Oh, okay. They're both 3s.
Are those the flying ones?
Let me see. 3
Oh,
is
that's
resilience.
Ah, of course.
Ooh.
Plus 1 bonus AC.
Pog.
10 minutes.
Nice. And we get 2d6 plus int temp hit points, right?
Not for that one.
Isn't that from your level 9 feature?
Huh.
Um, what was the question?
The 2d6 plus int temp hit points from Alchemist.
Um, I don't know. Let me. Creature
know why I'm
gains
using
temporary hit points equal to 2d6 plus int modifier. Okay, yes.
Nice. Alright, man. I did my copy.
Right.
Tasha's before we got loaded.
You just roboted, dude.
I was saying that I started to open the Wikidoc page and realized that it would be slow, so I grabbed my copy of Tasha's and managed to actually find the page before the Wikidoc page loaded. Which in hindsight is kind of sad, honestly.
The question is it a sadder reflection of you or of your internet?
Yeah, true.
Yes. We all know the emote that is the response to that, so
You might want to close Twitch, by the way.
probably should. Do
Disappointing.
I sound any better now?
I'm here. I'm gonna spam something.
I mean, at least anecdotally, you sound better.
Nice,
Damn.
nice. Alright, so at this point, Lorik is going to actually take the time to get his armor on.
Dyer's gonna put on armor.
Yes. Very good.
I'm still just chilling.
Well,
Very lively
Uh,
crowd tonight.
Apparently.
Yeah, I go ahead and I go over to Aquila actually, and I ask, "By the way, you got any tips for the whole?" And I imitate a zombie.
Don't get their blood in your mouth mostly.
Oh, right. So and I put a bit of scrap paper over my mouth, and I say, "Does this work?"
Sure.
Excellent. And I feel very intelligent and very astute in my scientific research.
nice.
How
Rifter, you're
vigorous.
it's-
excellent.
It's mostly fluid transmission, not airborne, so
Ah, then we better be careful for him. And I point over to Darius.
really now.
Wait. Okay. All jokes aside, I'm still rather concerned about this. It's one of the few threats that I can't just, stab my way through.
Don't get cut while we're near them.
Oh,
And we should
I
meet.
see.
We should meet at least once an hour
Uh,
to cast cleansing magics to catch it as early as
And-
possible.
Wear gloves.
Oh, well. That ought to be okay.
Dyer, I thought you weren't joining us.
Yeah, but then I realized I was the only one not joining you guys.
Well, there's still Doppler here.
That's
And
not
I,
true. I say, sitting up out of my sleeping bag.
and I assume
I may-
Zeus is joining us.
Who?
Well,
Out of character question, is he here?
Who?
Zeus.
Yes,
yeah,
this
there's
is with you.
Oh. Well, then Dyer's like, he thinks about it for a hot second, and he's like, I guess somebody needs to take care of the old man, right? I'll stay behind.
I can take care of myself, thank you.
Hmm.
But some company would be nice.
Exactly. I'll keep him company. I'll help him out.
Well, I won't be there physically, but I'll be watching from above.
Are you gonna use that spell you used in the desert? You,
Yes,
the eye?
if my calculations are correct, I should be able to maintain it for the course of everyone being there.
Ah,
All right.
well,
Then you, Dyer, Doppler, and Zeus stay behind and keep an eye on the mercenaries. And we'll try to find out what we can.
will we be able to make contact with you through the eye?
is there any magic?
I can't make direct contact through the eye, no.
Damn.
Maybe Zeus can help with the direct contact part if he's staying behind.
Oh,
Hmm.
look at the back
If
of
we
the
had
classroom.
sending stones, this would be much easier.
If
Which,
it comes to that.
yeah, I mean, might as well since, you're staying with us at home base.
All right. We should be off then. Stay safe, everyone.
Come back late.
I don't want to lose anyone here.
Well, you're the ones going.
Stay safe, everyone.
You guys, stay safe.
We will.
No, you.
Safe.
No, you. You
No,
have.
you.
As the party, the five of them, being Akla, Hate, Lork, Rifter, and Darius, make their way towards Castle Kosvin. About an hour into your 2-hour walk to the location, you end up coming across a rather large wagon caravan that is crossing the road heading in your direction,
Caught trying to cross the border, eh?
which is southbound, specifically towards Korheim. As it continues to pass on the back of one of the wagons, there is a man hanging off the side, an old, somewhat familiar face. Well, I won't even say old, a semi-recent familiar face of Jack, the man from the zoo.
Oh, he's okay.
Well, do I describe what he looks
You
like,
may.
or is that your job? Well, as you guys see him, he's on the back of the wagon. He has about like 7 weapons strapped to his back. He has just normal plate armor on him. He looks the exact same as you guys left him last time, except that now he's just talking with these mercenaries, chatting, looking really casual. And as the wagon drives by, he does make eye contact with you guys. And he jumps off and begins heading towards you guys.
Well, I'll be damned. I didn't expect to see you again.
Like, greetings. 'Tis a gift to see you well.
Hmm.
He
How's
takes a
this plane of existence been treating you?
quite well. I've been occupying myself mainly with bounties. Nothing much besides that. What about you fellas?
Well, we've recently taken a bounty on ourselves, trying to determine what's actually happening here.
Fantastic. Then he looks at Darius, and when he does that, he walks up to you and immediately just kneels down in front of Darius, and he says, "Darius, I came to understand you traded your fate for mine.
I
I
didn't
want to
do it for
formally
you.
express."
Stand up.
He pauses, and he stands up to meet you eye to eye. "Regardless, I want to express my sincerest gratitude for saving my life back on that plane."
It benefited me. That's all there was to it.
And it's all for better, isn't it? He holds out his hand.
Darius sort of nods a little bit and takes it.
He's happy that you take it, and he smiles and he says, "So you here to fight these the resurgence?"
We're here to find out what's happening.
He frowns. Isn't it just a resistance force rising to strike against the Empire?
Not exactly, and well, we can tell you the rest of the details once we're further away from prying ears. But
Yes.
there's something fishy about this whole thing, and we need to know more.
Huh. He turns around and looks at the wagon slowly moving away.
The last ones
Well,
are about to pass in about 10 seconds.
would you
If
mind
you
if I
want to
join
stay,
you?
we could always use another pair of hands, especially since several of ours are staying back in camp.
He looks at Vermilion, who was saying something.
Oh, I whisper this to Strunhoff, and I just ask, "How do we know him?"
Schunhoff does
Not
not
isn't
exist.
here.
with us.
He
Oh,
just vanishes.
Okay, Strunhoff just goes, and I'm just like, "Oh."
No,
and
Schunhoff hasn't been
No,
here.
Strunhoff's not
Schunhoff's
been
back
here.
at
Strunhoff
camp.
is staying behind.
He
Oh, okay.
hallucinated
I'm
him.
sorry. I thought we were still at camp. My bad. I thought that this happened.
No, this is on the road.
I see.
On
Okay.
the road
I'm sorry.
again.
My bad. I misunderstood what you meant by the road. Anyway, okay.
Oh,
that
that
case,
road, that road.
No, I thought you meant like as we start traveling, like not.
No,
like,
this was
further.
like an hour later.
Yeah, my bad. But anyway, regardless, I just look over to Dyer then, and I. Oh wait, no shit, he's gone too. Oh my god.
You can look over to me.
Yeah, I look over to you, and I'm just like, how do we know him?
We saved him from the evil zookeeper.
Ah, I see. And then in Vermilion's voice, I'm just like, yes, hello, friend, howdy, yes, very good.
Ah, hello, yes. He extends to shake your hand as well.
I shake it very firmly. I have a very firm grip on you for as much as Rifter possibly can, and it just gives you a very open smile. Just says, "Yes, very good. Okay, we are the friends now."
Right, that's
Remember,
good to
once we
hear.
approach the city proper, shaking hands is going to be a no-no, Vermilion.
Oh, is that how the plague works? He looks at his hand.
It's just better to keep contact to a minimum, just to be safe.
What about
I see.
greeting people with passionate makeout sessions? Is that acceptable?
It's even worse.
That
Look, that may be customary where you're from, but here in the Volstrom territories,
Darius is not even
And-
listening. He's
and
just
like I
laughing
said,
to himself like
it's fluid transmission, mostly, you know. So
Just
swapping
Wallace.
spit is not. If you're trying to get sick, that's the way to do it.
But is that customary? Have I been
I'm
unpolite?
simply
Yes, very much. Come here.
The perfect gentleman.
He realizes that you jest, and he's like, well, how's it going then? Play goats.
Be careful around them. They have a very strange humor.
I see. I can see
Some of
that.
us more than others.
And at that, Lorik looks very pointedly at Vermilion.
I look over and I look at you like cross-eyed, like I don't even know what you're talking about.
All right.
Let's
Jack
get back
pulls
on the road
out a
if
sword.
that's all right with everyone.
Yes.
As you continue to make your way towards Castle Kosvin, you make it the rest of the way without incident, taking only about 45 minutes to make the remainder of the journey until you find yourself approaching the main gate. A somewhat modest, if only a good 20 feet tall or so, wall ends up surrounding the perimeter of the location. And in front of you specifically lies a gate with a wooden top overlooking it with two individuals watching over as you approach.
Actually, I want my plague doctor. Okay.
Yeah.
Perhaps you should be doing
Swap
most of the
out
talking,
outfits.
Dracula.
What?
Perhaps you should be doing most of the talking, Dracula.
Aye.
Would be.
Hello! Seek entrance to the city.
What is your purpose here? The elf with the bow yells down.
I take off my mask for a second so that they can actually see who the hell I am. Investigation and possibly saving you all from hostile forces.
The woman who was overlooking it moves over and says, Akela, is that you? Oh my goodness.
Sure is.
By the gods, how have you been? Yeah, come on in, come on in. And she moves over and the two of them begin hefting up, moving the wooden portcullis upwards, granting access to the city.
All right.
Yes.
In my entourage. Hello everyone, this is my harem.
You see as they exchange a couple words before he remains and she begins to make her way down the wall.
He sort of leans over. Darius sort of leans over to Lorik. Do you think she was talking about us or them?
That's a good question, and hopefully one that doesn't end up having the answer be too relevant.
I point over to them and I just say them.
And all everybody, yeah.
So, Sister Tora, how have you been?
I've been fantastic. Thank you for asking. I'm glad to see that your journey's been treating you well.
It's been more than fair. I've been having a hard time of it, last few years after everything.
Of course, these colleagues, companions, friends.
Yeah, they're my adventuring party actually.
Strunoff, you can just have, like, it be Strunoff if you're okay with that.
Yeah, that's fine. I just need to.
Uh,
Yeah, there we go. Oh god, oh god. I grabbed him at the same time you did. Okay.
There you go. Okay.
why
So
do we have
Strunoff
Kate
is
with
not
us?
there. Just everybody, especially Rifter, keep that in mind. Strunoff does not actually
you-
exist.
Fuck you.
He can't.
She's coming with us. She's just not here yet. That's why, Dire.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah. Hello.
Is there someone somewhere we can all talk?
Sure. Do you want to meet up at the library?
Sure.
She
Um
and she looks and she says, "Hi, you might have heard. I'm Tora. Hello."
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
I
I'm
wait.
Jack. Oh, okay. Nobody gives their names.
Lorik is very specifically not giving his name yet.
Well,
Vaporwave.
Well, shall we?
We shall.
As you make your way through the city, most of the buildings nearby are constructed out of wood. They are relatively modest, but certainly well designed and structural. You make your way down, you start to see the two larger buildings that certainly stand out. To the north side is a large building filled with a couple marble facets on the front, different pillars of white stone making their way onto supporting a second floor. And to the south, a stone interlaced building made of just very simple gray bricks, sprawling up a single floor for most of it and a second floor on the far side.
Oh, I don't suppose this is the library.
Where's Jack going? Okay.
he's trying to stay away from Darius that keeps creeping closer.
To your north, as you pass by, there's somebody who is a single student who is currently laying back underneath a tree, dozing off.
Ah, it's a beautiful
Yeah, Lorik
city.
has his eyes peeled for any potential threat.
Oh, Jack has a sword out as well.
Like out or just on his person?
Yeah, no, it's out, but he's just very casually out. Does that make sense?
Jack, put that away. Going into a library.
It says like a protected city. What
You
about
could say that. And
Oh.
what about surprise
I
goblin
just saw
attacks?
the table moving inside.
Don't worry about
Without,
it.
without saying anything, Vermilion goes up to Jack, holds out one of his 4 daggers, and kind of shows him like, oh, if you keep it under here this way, this is how you can conceal it. And I hand it to
Oh.
him.
He tries it. He's like, oh,
And then I
That's a-
show him that both of my hands have daggers in them, but they're concealed. And then I continue along my way.
that's a
Nicholas'
fantastic tip.
brow
And
is
he
just
he does that.
twitching visibly, like, ah.
I look at
Oh.
you with a very lovely smile, and I say, you look quite lovely today, miss."
Thanks.
If you really think about it, we all already have the weapons on us, some more accessible than others. I might argue that I have my weapon more readily available than even Rifter. Or Vermilion. That's what he said.
Yeah.
It's more of how impolite it is to be openly brandishing a sword when you're walking into a school.
That is very fair. He sheaths his sword. My apologies.
Lorik has his hand on temperance, but isn't actually making motions with it.
Lorik, real quickly, there is at least one Delmarev here last time I was here. So keep an eye out for a young man in a cape similar to yours with pale hair.
All right.
And what?
The kobold.
Oh, I see.
Baby.
The baby. The baby.
No,
Shut
no,
up
no, no.
about
We're
the
not getting back
baby.
into
You
this.
don't look like the baby.
The ghost
We're
of
not
Hydrogen
getting back
haunts
into
us.
this. I said it one time.
The baby.
No, stop. You don't. Okay. As you make your way in,
Alright.
a somewhat older woman with glasses and a slightly frail disposition begins to walk up to the party and greets them. Ah, hello, welcome. How can And then she kind of stops in the middle as she's looking at Akela, and she kind of squints a little bit. She's like, Akela, is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome back, you rascal. Quick note. We've rearranged a little bit. The medicine is now there as she points over to that direction.
Thank you very much.
Of course, it's nice to hear that you're safe.
It's nice to see here again. It's been a while since I last checked in.
She just has a gentle smile. Uh,
Hey, Laura, wanna go sit down?
she nods.
Suppose we can.
uh, as Vermilion goes to take a seat, Lork takes it before he can reach it, and he just kind of sidesteps and acts as if he meant to take the other seat the whole time.
As she finally sits down, she's like, "So, it's certainly been quite a long time. What's the most exciting thing that's happened? I'm sure there's plenty of it."
Um, I could regale you of some thrilling story of killing monsters, but we're here on a bit of an urgent matter.
She loses a little bit of her smile and doesn't say much, just continuing to focus on you.
Uh, Empire may or may not have hired a bunch of mercenaries to start wiping out the entire town.
She kind of nods her head back and forth. Ah, that, yeah. Certainly
Uh,
puts a damper on things, doesn't it?
yeah.
Wait, so are we against the Empire now?
Were we ever
Uh,
for it?
Always
Oh,
has
well,
been.
I was on the other side. That's fine. You guys, you people
Not
take precedent
necessarily.
for
We
me.
are against corruption.
Aye.
That's good.
Yeah.
killing innocent people. No,
Eh. Well, protecting the
not the
innocent is as
best.
good as it gets.
You have any idea why, besides their usual tomfoolery, that they would be doing this now?
It seemed to be something related to that and to the Executor Vitalis. So, Aquila, didn't you say you spent some of your time studying with a Vitalis when you were here last?
Not when I was here. It was in another town,
Ah,
few days travel away from our Hectorum.
ah. Never mind.
I look at Tora and see if she has any ideas about the timing.
Timing of?
Why they would do this
Ah, that
now.
part, right. My best guess is just that it's very stressful and it's very easy to blame people who work with it.
I
Why the Executor Vitalis? So she should be actually trying to work with you.
She kind of
And
looks a little bit confused. Who?
the head of one of my clans operating
interest.
for essentially.
She she stutters for a moment. Are you a Delmarev, perchance?
I
Where he's very
Oh,
level-headed and
no, not at all. It's partly what we were hoping for, at least. As you may or may not have recounted to him. We we certainly have our own Delmrev here, and one of our things we were hoping was that by sending out a message to them that they might be able to help. But if it is from them, then that complicates things, doesn't it?
We had heard
Unfortunately.
from the group of mercenaries that the commission came from the executor Vitalis.
She kind of she's clearly thinking. She turns around. Yeah, have you seen Korzik at all lately? Think he was down with like Corin last time I saw him. Hmm. She turns back to Lorik and says, "I'm not really the person you'd talk to for that. I don't know too much about Delmarv, but I'm sure if you talk to one of your brothers, it might go easier."
And I apologize for being the bearer of such bad news. We are here to try and resolve this in the best way possible.
She's clearly thinking a lot, and she's like, "Akela, would you mind if I dismissed myself and went and talked? I'd like to inform some of the headmasters about it."
Yes, I would probably go and pack your things as well in case everyone here needs to make a quick getaway.
You think it's that bad?
Might come down to it, but we'll try our best to keep it, from
They have
escalating that far.
they have a small army a few hours out of town.
She starts to stand up, turns around, almost speaks, and then starts to make her way. Go ahead, Darius.
I was gonna say, I think when you have a hit on you from the largest, most powerful organization in the Empire, due caution is necessary.
I see this. I didn't make things worse, did I?
No, not at all.
All right, that's good.
We should actually try to find Korzek, especially if he's in with Corin. Corin's head of medicine here and one of the presidents of the college, so he will absolutely need to be notified of the situation, even though he
All right.
probably already is. But I think we have more information than
Mm.
most people here do.
Tora said something about the basement, right? Or was I mishearing things?
Um, Arrow, where did you say they were?
Corn's where he normally is, last I saw. You know, medicine and all.
Yeah. Right. Let's go find him.
Lead the way. I don't want to get lost down here.
You see, I need help. I didn't make this map.
Yeah, I sent you the picture of the map.
Yes, I know, but
It's straight south. Just go through the.
oh, in the hospital. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thought you were talking about like a study or something.
No.
So the hospital is just across the way here, everyone. Warren seems to be over here. All right.
Hey,
Wow.
there's a moment of confusion as them and a couple other people end up looking around for a moment.
Okay. Sorry, I just lost vision everywhere. Okay. I'm fine.
Darn goes, Akela! And she kind of runs up and hugs you, or at least
I
makes
go
a motion for
I go stiff, but accept the hug and just pat her back gently.
Aquila has accepted her fate.
it. There's a beaming smile across her face as she finally gets to see her old roommate again. I left all your things just as you left them. I haven't moved an inch.
I was expecting you to get a new one.
Not too many people have been coming through lately, so
I appreciate that. Absolutely would have been much harder to bring my things out of storage than just keep them in the room, so thank you.
plus how could I how could I want to change roommates from someone so and she just moves her hands around. Awesome. Oh.
Thank you very much.
Corin takes a step forward. It's good to see you again, Akla.
Uh, you as well, sir. Unfortunately, we bring not the best of news.
Tara, would you mind finishing taking care of him? And she nods and moves back over and continues asking a couple simple questions to a wounded soldier. This news?
Are you aware of the mercenary guild gathering outside the city?
In light, I understand that it is a problem.
Yeah, apparently they have plans to just take out everyone in the city.
We had hoped we've made an appeal to some of the Delmarevs in an attempt, but so far we have heard nothing back.
See, the problem is that it was one of the Delmarevs that opened the bounty.
The executor Vithalis, to be precise.
He
This is Lorik, our party's contact within the Delmarevs, and a very, sane person who, doesn't like killing innocents and all that. So he's with us.
he
Uh,
he nods his head slightly. Pleasure.
Aye.
Yikes.
What's up, Jack?
No, he just takes point of Aquila saying that her party is just composed of murder hobos, and Jack's like, "Wow, wow, interesting. This is my new party now."
I did not say anything about murder hobos.
She's more so implying that he isn't evil, but yeah, I get what you're. I also thought that too. If
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
any
yeah.
consolation.
I'm saying Lorik is with us and not someone who's gonna try to murder hobo the entire town with the rest of the mercenaries.
This entire city must be purged.
You must order me.
Must be purged with light. There is no room for darkness in this world.
But anyway, do you know when it might be happening?
I'm unsure as to the exact date, but they certainly seem to be highly prepared. They might be waiting for a few more others to retrieve the bounty, but I would absolutely increase the lookouts for the time being.
We certainly
Perhaps
have
extend range onto the road.
less time than expected.
I believe they mentioned something about the next couple days.
Have you visited their camp? He says, facing Lork.
That's how we found out about the bounty being from the executor Vithalis. There was very little information at the guild,
Did they
which is why
seem
we're trying to learn more.
prepared for a siege?
Is there? Can I roll insight to see if Lork would recall how prepared they seem?
You can just ask, like, what specifically would you think makes them prepared?
Okay, because I was trying to use Lork's soldier background here to.
Is their entire
Oh, as
camp
in like
packed up and
Lorik
ready to
instead of
move?
BBQ?
Yeah,
Oh,
like Lork has seen what they have, but
they have no
since it
siege
looks like
equipment, so that's a thing. They're
Yeah.
literally just like a group of people, as it
They don't
stands
seem
in.
to be very organized as it's just a bounty, so all of them seem to be working mostly independently of each other. Not a lot of coordination. And
however, that was yesterday. They could be more prepared today.
Do you know why they're doing this? All we had heard is that obviously they were accusing us of imperial sedition, to which we thought that perhaps by speaking to the Auspicia that might solve the problem.
The
We were hoping you might be able to enlighten us on that.
all we know is that the Executor Vitalis either believes or wants people to believe that the people of Kosvin have been complicit in spreading the necrosis.
Which is, of course,
Ludicrous.
absolute voodoo. We're leaders in medicine and how diseases even spread in the first place. We were the ones who discovered it was transmitted by fluid means, not airborne or the water supply or something.
He looks up
She
at Lork.
presses her hand against her forehead and just ugh.
He looks up at Lork, and you're sure it's the Vitalis and not simply mob. It's not.
They specifically mentioned the Vitalis.
If you'll give me a minute, I would like to go consult with some of the others.
Aye,
Of
of
course.
course.
Vermilion also chimes in and just says, and you may want to fucking think about, not necessarily since these allegations are so fucked, you may want to think about what cause they could have to want to fuck you.
I mean, there's always been tension between Empire's wishes and our study, but
But nothing they
Aye.
go out of the way to
Aye.
this.
This is likely not
Extreme.
it, but this could be lashing out due to the executor censor being infected earlier this year. But I imagine she's made a full recovery by now, so
it
I
would be
doubt
what.
that's related.
I find it unlikely.
Jack, are you
that
just sitting on one of our hospital beds?
Oh, pardon me. He stands up. I was a bit tired.
Okay. Be best to give the patients in here some privacy. We should wait over here.
That's actually true. Just wanted to say that seems like the Empire's hell-bent on destroying the city, if even a normal adventurer like me could get wind of it. And
I mean,
the
there
lot
is a certain
around
tide
me.
of anti-intellectualism that is required for their policies, as I'll call them.
Can't have you be
Aye.
too smart than you think.
Especially
Human superiorism and such.
Aye.
especially in this region, the Volstrom territories.
Well, I heard some news that the political climate is not the most stable at the moment.
Oh, absolutely not.
You can thank our small friend there for that.
He raised
Hey,
his eyebrows.
I take offense that I say, hey, this was fucked way before I touched it.
True, but you did provide a catalyst for. Never mind. Not in public.
Yes,
This was
Lorik,
bound
I
to
would watch
happen
your tongue in an
eventually.
unfamiliar place.
I point at
Yes,
Aquila and
both,
say,
yes.
God, I love you.
The wounded soldier on the bed just points at Vermilion and he's like, strong. Good shit.
um
Alright, do you need any assistance or are you good?
Huh?
I asked Tara if she needed any help.
She looks at you. I'm fine. Just and she looks at him and stop talking. You'll be fine. Just follow the orders. You'll be fine. And he just rolls his eyes and nods his head gently.
This is a rather nuanced situation we're in.
Hmm.
I think there might be something we can exploit within their ranks, however.
The fact that
And what
they're not
exactly
an
is that?
organized army with a chain of command in and of itself could be a good opportunity to perhaps turn them against themselves with some infighting.
Exactly what I was
Oh.
thinking. The first man we encountered, he seemed to be doing this not out of a want of money like most mercenaries would, but out of a sense of justice. Should he be convinced, and he seemed to be the one to greet those entering the camp, he seemed to have an air of importance about him regarding other mercenaries. Having him and any who might be following or acquainted with him by results turned into our favor could disrupt the flow of their army.
How exactly can we convince someone who seems so hell-bent on this course, though?
He was hell-bent on justice. He was very passionate about doing what was right.
Aye, but would he believe us now that we've been to Kosvin and,
There's
as a potential argument he could use, been tainted by their lies, as it were?
Vermilion also chimes in with there's also the issue that unfortunately murderers often buy their own press.
Hmm.
This is correct.
He may legitimately believe that he has due course, but blinded by a sense of murder, won't see any other recourse.
And so you would just not even attempt to convince him and immediately resort to just fighting the army.
And
Of
I
course, we're
shake my
going to
head.
attempt it, but we need the right means.
I point to that. And I also say, perhaps openly declaring our position on the matter may backfire because he will know that we're not exactly on his side.
Tara speaks
Million,
up a little bit.
I suggested no such thing. You really view me as that crude when it comes to convincing people of things.
I just put my hands up and say, oh, okay, all right. I thought that's what you were
Tara
going
has
now.
something to say.
Yeah, she kind of started to speak, then she kind of coiled up
Apologies.
a little bit as she stopped talking. When you say army, like how big do you mean?
As of yesterday, it wasn't that large. It was about a few dozen people strong.
Well, a new wagon just arrived.
Mm.
Didn't count their heads, and we have no clue how many have arrived since then.
Many of them just
Aye.
after coin, though. If you can convince them there's no coin,
Jack would
perhaps you can
know that
persuade
there
them.
was probably about 2 dozen in the wagon setups.
Ah,
Yeah, about
jeez.
the
Oh,
wagon probably contained twice that amount of people.
there is guaranteed coin, though, if they go through with this. That's the problem.
Right, and so we have to separate those with the sense of justice from those with the taste of coin.
Perhaps we can contact those still back at camp and get them to do some reconnaissance, as it were.
Darius, do you have your box?
I currently do have my box. Yes. I could create it.
If you could, and that would be extremely helpful.
Hmm. I just need to think of the route we would take of convincing them to enter the city.
two individuals who had previously been administering to the care of a patient on the south side begin to make their way north. The man on currently the left side looks up, puts up one of his hands in a very strict and formal manner. Hail, what brings you here?
Business for the good of the college.
He starts saying something before he looks at the rest of the group, sees the orc, and says, "Ah, the reinforcements have arrived. Is anyone else with you?"
I am not exactly acting as a representative of my clan on this matter. I am
Fortunately.
sorry to bring the bad news.
I see. You are a brother, though, yes?
Yes, I am. I am of Clan Delmer.
A pleasure to see another so far from home.
Aye.
It's not that far.
Yeah, it's 30 feet. That's not.
Oh no, seems a bit much for casual conversation. Extreme social distancing.
The room is entirely stone. It travels well. Let's go with that.
All
Let's go with
right.
that. Post-rational
Here, is this better?
justification.
Whatever you want.
He ends up peering to the side a little bit. Ah, sensors, I see.
Aye.
You look him up, and on one of the parts of his armor, you actually see the Vitalis crest.
Mm. It's good to meet someone ordained by the Vitalis.
Likewise. Well, and then he realizes what he said,
I
and he
know what
said,
you mean.
"Yes. I certainly wish it was in better times. Have you heard if there will be more coming? Or
More of the Delmarov or more of the others?
I will take an answer to both."
I don't exactly know regarding my clan. As I said before, I am not at this moment operating as a representative of my clan. But as for the others, we have information that there are more coming.
Tara ends up speaking up about how supposedly it's the head of the Vitalis who ordered it, to which he responds, "Well, that doesn't sound very much like her now, does it?"
It doesn't, which is
Concerning thing.
hmm. I met with her briefly back in the beginning of Dark Sun, and I didn't catch any information of the sort back then.
She's very level-headed and very well-minded. She
I
she assigned me here specifically to learn. I would be surprised to hear her act so aggressively and dramatically without having
We think this
consulted
might be an
first.
imitator. Someone claiming to be someone of high rank to get pulled.
have we considered the possibility that there may be political pressure from the Volstroms on Clan Delmara for this.
Either a possibility. Certain. there a way to contact your executor quickly?
Not particularly, no.
He looks up and says, I can contact mine. I have a summoning stone in my room. We could perhaps talk to her and she might be able to put us forward to Eli.
Any information we can gather is good.
I believe that Executor Vetma might actually be the one we want to contact for this.
Ah, all the better. He begins to make his way off and turns around and says, would the rest of you mind if only... And then he stops for a moment and he gestures at Lorik.
Of
Lorik.
course.
Would you mind if only Lorik and I took the conversation?
Of course, Korzik.
Aye, but one moment, Lorik, and he sort
Aye.
of waves him over,
Aye.
and he sort of hushes down a little bit. There's also one other possibility that we're not considering, and you need to be vigilant.
I will be.
And he nods, and then sort of like waves off.
Alright, shall we?
They make their way out with the rest of you still present.
Where'd he go?
Do you see him right now?
There he is. I can see him now. I just had to scroll.
Do you always find yourselves fighting against the Empire and the Authority?
I wouldn't say fighting.
I would.
Frequently at odds with structures of power, one might say.
Definitely
Oh,
tend to fight individual people within the Empire.
well, as individuals, you can only pick the fights you can fight.
Moving.
Though some of us are certainly more politically inclined than others.
Indeed.
I just smile.
He gets the message.
Jeez.
Well, if
We
anything,
want to switch to what Lorik and... Or should we not hear that? I guess we're not
I
I
think we
mean,
should
witnessing
do
that.
that's
It's main plot stuff, so
That it is.
everyone should hear it, I feel like.
Wait, hear what?
I mean, we're not
The
there though.
main stuff.
we're not there. And
Oh,
also,
okay.
like, instead of just swapping to like only one person talking, I feel like it's not big brain.
I agree.
Yeah.
Uh,
Alright.
my time my time in the Adventurers Guild told me that most of the army of the other side is mainly adventurers, not coin-seeking mercenaries. So perhaps if you can make some kind of revelation for these people, perhaps they'll have a change of mind.
Tell me, what's
Though,
the
of
difference
course,
between an adventurer and a mercenary?
they'll look wet behind the ears.
One does it for honor and coin.
They probably still believe in a greater good, and among other
I would
things.
say we're adventurers. Curious.
Yeah, but you seem to have been doing less than greenhorn things. You guys rescued me from a
Yeah.
entirely different plane.
Say mercenaries are focused on specific jobs, while adventurers are more like wanderers seeking things actively as opposed to just taking commissions.
You could say that.
Then wouldn't you
I'm
You
taking
consider
no
know,
them a
suggestions.
our
mercenary or an
forays
adventurer?
into disaster
Hmm?
with unknown rewards, if any.
Wouldn't you consider our occupation dependent on the role we're currently filling then? If they
I would
have
say
found
so.
this job, then they are currently mercenaries.
Oh,
They are
sure.
hired men. Implying that mercenaries have no moral levity is folly in my eyes.
It's
Only making a
and
suggestion.
Vermilion's kind of like does like a scale with his hands, and it's like it's not that they don't, it's that you have to make it worth a while.
Maybe for you, Vermilion, but I find that
man.
it's the fastest way to misjudge people is to suddenly gain some sort of belief based on what they do for a living.
Hey man, I ain't making no judgments. I'm just saying that's tends to be the trade expectation.
Not exactly
I
wrong.
understand your point, though. Though I was not making any grand statements on people's personalities. But that's a fair point.
It's difficult to divide and group adventurers and mercenaries into moral and money groups. Frequently, they're mixed or intertwined specifically for moral reasons.
Of course, but it does give you a clue.
Mercenaries have families to feed.
Morality is complicated, is what we're getting at, basically.
Aye, and all I'm saying is that it's difficult to make large associations based on the fact that one is a mercenary and one is an adventurer. We need to take it on a more personal basis. The roots of their actions, the cause of their actions, be them mercenaries or adventurers.
This point, Corin kind of makes his way around the corner. Akula, might I speak with you in private for a moment?
Of course, sir.
They make their way a little bit further towards the core of the hospital, towards the stairs.
It was quite different from my other adventuring party.
Aye, we're we're an interesting group. It's never dull, but not quite as structured as one might desire.
Um, was the other half of your group that I saw last time?
Some of them are staying back, some of them are back in our Hectorum.
It's truly
It's
different.
not exactly desirable to walk into the potential nest of the most deadly disease currently known to all life. It's not exactly a desirable thought for some people.
And why are you here? He looks at you, both of you, and steps back.
I have a failsafe on life. I find that if I were to get sick, I'm the one that's likely not going to die.
And he looks at Vermilion.
Death never stopped me from doing the right thing.
He's insane.
Aye.
Oh, insanity and bravery go hand in hand.
And then Vermilion kind of claps his hands and says, "I got it." And then he writes down a mercenary does work for coin. An adventurer does work then ask for coin.
He looks at the paper. Interesting definitions.
I think they work out.
I could see how they apply.
Yeah, never give it
He-
much thought though.
He turns, say, you were Aquila's roommate, you said?
Hi, I am. She's. She just kind of stalls for a moment. Very lively, isn't she?
Indeed. It's pleasant having her watch our backs and tend to our wounds. Think multiple of us would be dead in a ditch by now, were it not for her. But
Is she-
regardless, you've been in this town for a while, yes?
Is this still Tatar?
Yeah.
She nods her head.
Do you work with active samples of the necrosis plague?
I myself don't. I'm actually not normally a part of the hospital. I'm actually mostly part of the arcane side of the college, but I'm down here just because they needed a little help right now.
But are there people who do work with active samples of the virus here?
There are.
I'm not wont to make accusations. This is not an accusation in the slightest. I'm simply considering possibilities. Do you know if there would be anyone here who might be behind your backs doing the actions that the Empire is accusatory of, or the Delmarevs, I might say, considering the executor that we know does not regularly behave like this without good reason?
She just shakes her head a little bit. I cannot.
Not good
I
at
cannot
typing.
think of one.
It's a possibility I have to keep in mind, but for now we'll explore other avenues.
Question. Yeah, are we doing the type R to move on, or is there like something going on in the
There's
background?
something going on in the background. It's about to finish resolving.
Okay, then one more question. Jack calls for your attention of you two, and he's like, so what brought you to the elevator that day?
The Delmarev prison caravan.
Oh, I meant. Well, I assume you're adventurous by the way you've addressed yourselves. And did you just happen to stumble upon the floor I was in that day?
The dungeon takes us to whatever floor it deems fit. It wasn't us per se that found you, but the dungeon itself, we've reason to believe it might have some sort of sentience, or whatever is controlling it might.
I see. Interesting. The whole planes thing. It's quite crazy to think about.
So, where might you be from, friend?
Oh, I was wait, you asking him or Elf?
Uh, both, either one. Yeah.
Go ahead, Jack.
Oh, I was from this. Well, every time I tell this, people laugh, but I'm from a town called Greenwood. I was a farmer's boy, and I grew up, well, tending to the sheep. What else?
Oh, that's not that bad.
Humble beginnings, I would say. What about you?
Uh, from north, from mother country, yes.
He looks
Vermilion
at your
here.
dagger and then looks at what you just said, and he's like, "Of course." He looks at Darius.
Vermilion doesn't have very many words. He's not very fluent in common.
Well, as long as he does what he does well, it doesn't matter.
I nod, and I agree with this.
She gently waves. I'm personally from Shranthamar.
What is that?
Cool.
No, it's the elven city in the north. Great
There's a whole
wooden.
Evan city.
Yeah, it's It's actually quite beautiful around the great big. And she just kind of starts trailing off a little bit as she's homesick. There's multiple different layers of cities as they bind across the trees with their bridges and their railings. It's a wonderful place.
Sounds like you miss home.
I do.
Well,
But there's much
He-
work and knowledge to be gained here.
he walks up to her and pulls out a map. Could you mark it on my map?
She kind of points to the north a little bit, pretty much about as far north in the path as you can get if you're on the left side of Tarnosia.
He draws a little cross on it with like a little quill. He's like, awesome. One more place to visit. And he looks at Darius since he didn't say where he's from.
I prefer not to speak of home.
He nods. Fair.
It's not somewhere I'd ever like to return to. At least, not until I'm ready.
Gives a bitter chuckle.
Vermilion just kind of nods at that notion and agrees.
Vermilion, you remind me of my friend.
Who might that be?
He knew about 3 words, very short, and he was really good at stabbing people with a soft spot for it. Never met a
And-
more efficient man in my life.
And I kind of squint at Jack now, searching my memory to see if I know him, like from any sort of past job or anything.
No.
Okay, in that case, I unsquint my eyes and I say, "Know a lot of farmers' boys, though. You remind me of them." I say awkwardly, not really knowing how to say to that.
Well, I get that a lot.
But who is your lad?
Oh, well, my lad's he's not with us anymore. He was one of my adventuring party members.
I solemnly just kind of shake my head and I look down. I'm like,
Yeah.
sorry to hear this.
Funnily though, the more he had 3 words, but he was the loudest one.
Oh, what was his name?
His name was. Oh, fuck. Red card. Her name was Poppy.
Oh, her name. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hers? Tar.
Yeah. Look at Aquila.
What?
I turn around and I'm like, oh, yes. Hello, friend.
Hello?
Welcome
How's
back.
everyone doing in here?
Very
We're
good.
doing.
Still debating morality, or have you moved on to something else?
We talked about farms and whatnot. Did you find a plan?
Wasn't exactly planning.
Oh. Then perhaps Lorik will come with a magical plan that will solve everything. Says kind of bitterly. It's almost as
can
he
hope.
hopes that.
Let's just hope that our efforts bring more information that might be able to help us.
So what news you got for us?
Um, nothing I would want to discuss in a public place.
Vermilion doesn't like this answer. He does not enjoy being kept out of the dark.
I do not
But
enjoy the dark, says the man
Yeah.
who is the dark.
hey, being kept or out of the loop, I guess. Out of
Yeah, out of
light.
the loop.
He
Oh,
likes
know what-
being in the dark, not kept in the dark. There's a
Yeah,
difference.
I kept in the dark. Yeah, these are different things. It's
he
like how
will only be in the dark of his own volition.
yeah, exactly. You can't make me go, Dad.
I'm only
Um,
stupid if you let if I choose to be.
True. But yeah, in that case, because Vermilion is nothing if not persistent, he kind of like hands Aquila a sheet of paper, very sleight of handily, and it just says, "Are we killing what's his name? Yes, no," with like 2 check marks.
who is what's its name?
You know, and I imitate the guy who is all a fucking about himself about the justice, the honor, the blah, blah, blah.
Oh, the mercenary captain.
Yeah.
I don't know yet. I wasn't trained in tactics. I'm just a doctor.
Just like to cure people.
I'm
Didn't
just
ask
the
for any of this.
doctor. I didn't ask for this. In that case, Vermilion
Damn it.
just kind of
Vim, I'm a doctor, not a tactician. Sorry.
He is understanding of why a doctor would not know about these things, but is still upset that he is not getting the answers that he's asking or that he wants.
We were just discussing current research.
Aye.
It is with that statement on current research that the 2 Delmovs begin to make their way back into the building. Yeah. And Corn moves out of the way. Tara makes her way out.
Oh, Tara.
She
We have-
as you kind of whisper that under your breath, well, not entirely under your breath, she kind of peeks back around the corner. Huh?
Just I've missed you.
I know, I hope you get to
Oh,
stay
God.
for longer than just now.
About your business. Yeah.
I'll try to find you as soon as I'm off, okay?
All right.
We have good news and we have bad news.
Bad news first.
Well, the bad news is we have to discover who actually goes about it, because they are, as far as I'm aware, not affiliated with the Vitalis and have been spreading misinformation. For what agenda, we don't know.
Okay.
And the good news is the Executor Vitalis is on our side for this and has granted me leave to invoke her word to try and disperse those mercenaries that will be dispersed, and
I will probably do it.
is in contact with the Executor Auspicia to revoke the bounty.
It's good. I'll definitely have to do some investigating. Probably go back to the guild and ask who wrote the bounty in the first place, although that is against their policy. Do they have
Aye.
records, do you think?
Maybe, but given that the mercenaries at the camp seem to think that the bounty came from the Vitalis.
Fair. If we knew the appearance and time of the person who dropped off the bounty, we might be able to follow their tracks.
Aye.
But there are more current problems to focus on. Do you genuinely believe that two of you invoking the Omer Vitalis name would convince them?
It will convince those who will be convinced.
Worth a try as anything else.
Why?
Let's see what we can do.
Not
And thank you for your assistance on this matter, Korsak.
Of course, brother. Glory to the Highborn.
Lorik hesitates for a moment and then responds, "Glory to the Highborn." All right, we should be getting back to the camp now, before anything stupid happens.
I should keep an eye out on the roads to see if they're perhaps sending scouts. Who knows?
As you
Aye,
have
I'm-
that conversation, a small box appears immediately next to Lorik.
This should be from the Executor Auspicia. Let's see. Lorik opens the box and rifles through its contents to see what awaits him.
Inside is a leather parchment with the outside having a very small amount of script on it and a Rex signet impressed upon it.
Would I recognize the specific seal?
Yes, you would. It is in fact of Perilyn.
All right, let's see what the Executor Auspicia has to say. Lorik breaks the seal and starts reading through the letter.
The general summation of it is that it is an entire condemnation of the activity of the gathering of mercenaries for the purpose of disrupting and attacking Kosvin, and that continued acts of such will be considered low treason.
Oh, cool.
I
will
am
dissuade
going
some
to
of them.
I'm going to quickly write a note back to Erlin, thanking him for his aid in this matter, in
Do you,
as formal matter as I can within the 5-minute time limit.
do we all see this? Like, do you present this to the group?
Oh yeah, I will basically read it out to the party.
Vermilion writes down what you say verbatim.
All right. And
That will
once
certainly
he,
help our case.
It will.
hopefully it disperses all of them.
Well, I know one guy that wouldn't be.
Yeah, well, he's incorrect. So,
I
Oh yeah, no. There's just some shitty folk on that wagon.
do you
even
mean by
treason
that?
here.
Shitty folk, scars over their eyes.
I resent that.
A bit stereotyping, don't you think?
Well, he punched me in the face.
The guy on the other side of the room kind of speaks up in a very raspy voice. Oh, gosh,
What?
this man over here.
Yeah, I just could
What?
not understand.
Yo, what do you say?
He said gauze eyes,
Yeah,
seeing as he has gauze on his eyes,
yeah.
on his eye at least.
What the fuck does R mean?
Ready? Like let's go.
All right, let's present our case.
We
Yes.
should probably gather with the others back at camp before we do that, but yes.
Yes.
I make sure that
United Front.
right.
Okay. So
Thank you all for your help, and we do ask that you all remain cautious. There may be some that aren't persuaded by this condemnation and will attempt to continue their hostility. We just ask that you be careful.
I for uh Korzik begins to speak up. That would be certainly unwise of them. I cannot imagine the sums of money would be enough to go against that of the Empire.
I've met people with far less wisdom than you give them credit for.
Some will do it for free.
Hmm.
Be careful.
Likewise.
Aye. Thank you.
Well, Tare, I say goodbye.
I hope to see you again sometime, sister.
Of course, it would be nice to stay here for a few days before I depart.
Well, we still need to take time to figure out who actually posted the bounty.
Yes,
We
of
have a few
course.
days of downtime. All right, we should be going. Thank you for your
Yes.
hospitality.
As
That's the wrong
you
way.
begin to make your way, Corn calls out, "Fare thee well."
Fare thee well. That's the wrong way.
Is it?
Oh, it's not. Okay. Sorry, those stairs, I thought they were leading up to the exit. I was incorrect.
Badoop. The party makes their way back without incident.
Um,
Hold on, I'll fix your token, I know.
I was gonna say, oh hello, Daya. Oh hello, Jack.
And then they made out.
And then they made up, as
Jeez.
is custom in all Hectorum.
True.
Suddenly, Jack. Ugh. He's back.
Suddenly, Jack.
No, yeah, but I gotta think of a way to like, have, how do I do this?
Voice two characters at once. Do it, you coward.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go flip a coin.
I'm
after
one
that.
token now. Alright. I guess these dudes are with us now. So do we just like walk over and talk to them or what? Hey, maybe one
To
token.
gather the others first.
I
Are we
know.
gonna go talk to like the other mercenaries? Is that what we're doing?
I think so.
We
Yeah.
have to gather our compatriots first, but we are going to
Oh, that was out of character.
condemn this activity.
Well, since you said it in character, Jack's gonna say, well, it seems like that throws a wrench, wrench in my plans. I was planning to take the gold and leave, but perhaps it would be best if I split off and go ask somebody else. Perhaps I can get you a message, or I'll drop by before I leave. But these are getting a bit too big for me. Even though I would love to help you.
Well, if you need some money,
Understandable.
if you need some money for the road here, or Kenton
Oh
5.
no, no, it's fine. You keep your money. I'm sure I will find my way back to you again. It's just that this I do not desire to deal with in my short time spent with you, beautiful folk, a lot of talk of big ideals have been brought up,
Bonk.
and it's not truly something I want to think about at this moment. So, until we meet again, he says. He gives
Aye.
everybody a firm handshake as he goes around.
Be careful,
And
William.
I will say the same to you. Fighting an invisible plague, not easy. As he turns around. Yeah, he heads off to investigate and then probably leave the situation to complex.
Okay. When we get back to camp, I go ahead and I look to make sure that Struenhoff has actually been caught up and everything. I know he was
Question.
following via the eye, but I couldn't actually we couldn't actually hear him, so I don't know what he knows.
Yeah. Where's Gordon?
Struenhoff, have you kept them apprised of the situation?
Yes, but I've been looking around in the town, so just give me the summary, if you will.
The Executor Vitalis and Auspicia have both officially condemned the happenings here, and we're to deliver a message. I don't suppose that you've managed to make any headway in figuring out who actually posted the bounty.
No, in my searchings around the town, my efforts ended up fruitless.
Hmm.
I was unable to find anything going on under the table.
Perhaps it's for the best.
Perhaps.
All right. I would like to ask the rest of you to accompany us to give this declaration. Numbers are useful after all.
Understood.
You guys had quite the conversation back there. Like a lot of talking. I legit thought we would need to run in and kill everybody.
Aye.
I doubt even if we did turn to hostilities that would be the route, Dyer.
Actually, you're right. No, it didn't seem like that. I don't know why I said that. Let's go.
Aye.
I don't want to set it. I grumble.
DM, do I have enough? Do I have enough rage to get max damage bonus when I cast Hog Wild while bouncing in this circle?
I'm so confused. What?
Don't worry about it.
You know, you probably if you land another W, probably.
Okay.
B Rose of the Bjorn.
You need to cast another dynamite boot. I
what if I
cast a
auto-
boot.
what if
Oh,
I-
dynamite.
What if I auto the building?
Okay,
to
enough,
build up
enough.
rage?
Not in.
Yeah.
We're not texting.
Not. Yeah.
All right.
So who
All
all
right.
heads into the camp?
Everybody.
Hopefully, everything.
I
Hopefully
gang.
everyone.
point of going.
As Lord enters the camp, he kind of makes his way toward the center and loudly, very loudly actually, clears his throat to try and get everyone's attention.
Dyer fucking smashes some organized fire on the floor.
Vermilion hides off over by one of the tents, but is within earshot.
As
Complete
Rifta
opposite.
does. Aaron ends up turning around. Looks at Daya specifically. I see you're not a
don't
fan
mind
of
me,
our.
just-
I see you're not a fan of our yard, at least. And he makes his way forward. I see that
Just
you.
casual arson.
We come bearing news from the executors Vitalis and Auspicia regarding this, as it were.
He puts out his hand. May I see it?
Of course. And Lorik hands him the missive.
Jama. As the son comes over. Do your thing. And he hands them the scroll. He holds the scroll for a moment, and you see as some of the wax starts to move on it, and the little bit of dirt that got on it slowly disappears until it looks exactly like it was as it got to you. And he hands it back to Aeronth, who promptly pops it open, and then is able to read it and understand completely. I see. I am sorry for mistrusting you earlier.
No need to apologize. These are difficult times.
He turns around. All right, everybody, come get your shares.
Oh wow.
I apologize for the wasted resources,
Can you repeat that?
but Laura basically apologizes for the quote-unquote wasted resources with the operation.
And puts his hands up. It's not my money, but I'm certainly got some stuff that I'd like to talk to you about with it.
Of course.
He makes his way in, and after some brief disbursements of stuff to people, there's still a pretty hefty amount of gold left over after distributing it to the rest of them. To which he looks at the group of you and says, I'd be willing to count you in as having been part of the operation if you will accept it.
I won't say no.
Beyond.
I
It's not
suppose I
my money anyway, so
Rifter worms his way back over to the back of the group, and he very brightly smiles and attempts to collect a part of his share.
as you kind of start to step forward, he kind of steps closer to you. And there's a moment of tension as he's kind of looking down on you, and he says, I'm sorry for my violence and aggression earlier.
I look up at him. I'm a bit surprised at first, like taken aback, and then I give him a nod and I pat him on the shoulder. I say, I just thumbs up and I say, "It's all good, friend." And I collect my share.
As it is.
Yeah.
He did.
suppose I
He disperses, giving the amounts 12 to each of you.
Hell yeah.
Oh shit, nice.
Huge. Massive.
Rad.
12
And,
silver.
what?
Ha! 12 gold.
As Lorik collects his 12 gold, I say, "Oh, that's like double your money."
Lorik
I mean, he
gives
still can't pay for
Rifter
anything.
a scathing side eye.
Vermilion,
still
you
cannot
do
pay for
know
anything,
know
though.
that 2 times 0 is still 0, right?
Oh,
Oh, it's
And
infinite
he
more
got-
times.
She gives the scathing side eye to the rest of the party at this point.
I kind of bop my forehead. I say, "Oh, I knew I was doing something wrong."
He steps inside the tent and invites the rest of you in to discuss.
Okay.
Entre.
I graciously accept the invitation.
Free food?
I don't decline, and I walk in.
So how did this come about? How did you find in contact with them?
We went into the city on a reconnaissance mission and discovered that there was a representative of the Vitalis there who, thanks to him, we were able to contact the executor of Vitalis herself and discuss the situation with her.
Very brave of you putting yourself at risk. I trust that means that there is a complication to be had, as both
Aye.
your document you provided me was authentic, and he pulls out another one, which has its seal also unbroken, as he cracks it open and reads it aloud before displaying it on the table, as it is a decree with the Vitalis' seal upon its wax component, like very specifically like Vetma's seal, as it describes the situation, accusing the city of the situation. And I trust that, seeing as I am, you may not know this, but as a mercenary leader, I'm required as part of our campaigning to understand and recognize the seals. It is official,
Aye.
and as far as we can tell, it was not forged, as this is the state it was found in when it was crafted. So there's certainly something afoot.
Aye. Perhaps this means that someone was attempting to use the Executor Vitalis' name for their own ends.
I would not put it past someone, but I would be surprised.
Aye, this is disturbing.
Then I guess I shall provide you with the best information I have available. About a month and a half ago, sometime around mid-Red Bear, there was a Dragonborn who came through. They looked somewhat similar to yourself. They were blue, obviously. Then he stops and says, "Sorry, I should not say obviously."
No need.
Is something funny there? Is it me? Are you making fun of me? You're making fun of me. Okay.
I'm laughing as a human being, not as a tiefling.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Chi. They had a scar upon their left cheek and bore the crest of the subtilitas upon their shoulder. It was
Curious.
it was him who delivered us this message.
And I don't suppose you got a name out of this subtilitas?
Nay, but as far as I could tell, they continued to head south. For what ends, I would not know.
And this was a month and a half ago, so they could be anywhere by now.
Indeed.
Thank you for the information.
I wish I could provide more.
I have a feeling that if applied properly, this should be more than enough.
He kind of gestures to the small chest that had previously held most of the coin, for which there's probably only about 30 gold left remaining in it. They were also the ones who brought upon us the funds for this journey, and seeing as it is now defunct and treacherous, it is only right to distribute it.
Aye.
I must ask, as it is not something that had normally occurred, is it... Do you know if it is normal for a Dalmarev to offer such a bounty at the start of a situation?
I haven't heard of such things in a long time. We usually tend to take care of threats ourselves, but requesting the aid of adventurers and mercenaries isn't unheard of, so to speak.
And what of the rest of you? Do you have any ideas on what might... And he rolls his hand a little bit. Bring us closer to
Uh,
a solution? For I for one, am not comfortable knowing that even with our official seals, outstanding that we can be, in such a state of wrong.
Uh, Not me. I'm stupid.
True.
I look at the rest of the party.
Lork looks very deep in thought, but isn't saying much at this moment, except when people actually ask him stuff.
Right. Um.
Well, then I can offer you camp for the evening and perhaps for the next day, but see that everyone will be dispersing, and I shall send out notifications changing the active bounties. Thank you again for saving me my honor and my reputation, and for the protection of those inside the town.
And thank you for your aid in this matter.
He looks specifically to Vermilion. I am ashamed, and once again thank you for your better sense of justice than mine. And he clearly chokes on his words a little bit as he says that. Wait, is Vermilion here? Or is he still peeing?
He might still be
The
peeing.
Mao, idiot.
Did I
Vermilion brain
poop in the
dead.
time that it's taking him to pee?
Has anybody kept count?
Well, perhaps we should return to Kosvin and make use of the resources there to potentially learn more of the situation.
Yeah.
I hope he's okay. I hope he didn't
Oof.
break his ankle.
Yeah.
A cruel twist of fate
6
indeed.
minutes.
All right, shall we return to Kosvin then?
Yeah.
And
If
if we are
there's
off for
nothing else.
hospitality, we should be able to acquire accommodations there.
Yeah.
Seems reasonable.
Godspeed.
Very well. You
Very
take
well.
care.
The party makes their way back to Frickland? Kosvin?
Yeah, Frick Land. Let's go.
All aboard to Frick Land.
Bada
Yes,
boop.
sir. Swap.
This is strange, at least.
The elf upon the bridge sees Zekla and the group is returning, and he says, "Everything's still good?"
Everything's still good.
And then he kind of lifts his hand and starts moving the portcullis up once more.
My thanks.
Everyone is here, by the way, so if people want to go inside. Does Sloric join? Or does
Sloric will
Sloric
join.
stay outside?
Sloric will join.
Okay, Sloric doesn't get put in the naughty box.
My entire internet is a tab monster.
Huh?
Too many tabs. Opening the wrong ones.
All right.
I'm gonna hang out with Story.
Oh, what time is it at this point, by the way, after all these negotiations?
It's probably about like roughly 2 hours before sunset.
All right, so we can inform them of the good news. We can try to find accommodations, and then make preparations to at least try to learn more tomorrow.
To what tomorrow?
To learn more about the situation.
No Aklas in the naughty box.
Why? Me in. This is my own damn house.
Let me
Who are you and
in.
why are you here? This is my house.
It's right next to the library. In case y'all are wondering.
Can we all go hang out in the library? Since we're all so good at studying.
Just like real life, except not at all.
Like, I
Both of you
guess
seem more good at studying.
JC won't let me in my house.
Yeah, well, you just have to walk up to it and actually unlock the door.
I tried.
Okay, did you
Let
ever
me in.
say that?
I unlocked the door.
Wow. You go and you get to walk inside the house.
It's my house.
Mm-hmm.
Won't let me
There
in.
you
You're
go.
mean.
You're in.
Thank you.
Wow, this is great.
Yeah.
There's one side of the room that is full of decorations and a couple of different like nice looking things like little salt rocks and a couple of books of study, and the other side's a little bit emptier but still relatively cozy if having a few cobwebs.
Wow. It's a nice cozy place.
Your house, hand it over.
Everyone out. We're hanging out in the library. I just wanted to see my house. No, no one's allowed in. Boo.
Well,
Oh.
according to Yuan-Ti law, if a bed goes unused by 1 month, you're legally allowed to own it.
Yes.
Brilliant.
You open the door of like an old forgotten house, and there is just like sitting like a French girl just laying there. It's like, hey,
It's free real estate.
Yeah. Darius,
boy's
like a
allowed
cat,
to get out.
sits.
welcome to our bed.
She begins physically pushing Vermilion.
I just go where she pushes me, I guess.
Just out.
Out of the
like,
house. That's where she needs to.
I look at you, and there's a bit of a tear in my eye, and I'm like, why?
Boy's allowed.
Because she's also leaving the house.
When you say that, I say, I'm not a boy. I am a man.
Men allowed.
Tearfully, Vermilion just accepts it.
Well, today's
But
been.
he, as you leave, he also mutters under his breath, "Could just break in your house."
Break
Jesus.
and I will undo.
You'd have to find me first. But regardless, I respect your wishes because I am a good friend. In that case, I go off to find the others.
You're just in the library.
We vibing in the library.
Yeah, we're hanging out in the library. We're gonna study.
Oh, Jesus. I will not make eye contact.
So the rest of you see as after Akela sits down at the table, she kind of looks up a little bit at Darius. She then looks slightly past Darius for just a moment, and then kind of shifts to the other side of the table and just looks at the rest of the people.
Look here.
Oh, that.
Hey, Daya's not there, is he?
Don't
I'm
know
sitting
where
here.
Dyer
What do you mean?
There's desire.
Is Daya like behind someone else?
I'm here.
That's Lorik.
Yeah. Are you?
Wait, what?
Are you sitting?
Oh.
I said,
Ulrich,
are
why are
you
you sitting on me?
Hmm.
I got in that seat first.
So I will say it's more likely that Dyer sat on Lorik, because I'm pretty sure Dyer would die if Lorik sat on him, and not the other way around.
I'm of the belief that Dyer was hiding on Lorik somehow.
They're both blue. They
Just on top.
camouflage.
Hey, look! I can use my my redacted abilities to become invisible to
So
the
wait,
human eye.
what determines who's on top of another character?
Uh,
Mm.
I think
dynamics.
Generally,
Would you
it's,
see-
It's just there.
I think it's
whoever was there first.
No, it's there.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I
I
can
just
I
happen
can
to
move
be,
Dyer to
lower.
front now, and now Dyer will be in front of Lorik, and then I
Can
could
I
move.
be on top of Lorik? Can,
and-
can I be on top of Darius?
And
Who's on
then
top
now
of
I
Lorik?
can move Darius to the front, so now he's in front of everybody.
I was
Wrong.
already in front of
No,
everybody.
you weren't. You were behind Lorik.
No, I
Okay.
was in front of
Oh.
Lorik. I put myself in front.
Regardless,
Like I actively tried to do it and it worked earlier.
Nope. See?
No, because
Behind
Chad,
me.
because you always see your own token
Yeah.
first. Seems like
It's
for
I saw
everybody
myself,
else.
but nobody else did.
big memes are about, and I await the big memes.
Yeah, who's that guy? I point at this guy.
Not make eye contact.
That's not
His
a
name
name.
is Miriam.
Oh,
Why do we
that's-
not like him?
And that, like, he kind of perks up and looks around and looks and says,
No.
"Ah, she's
Hey, turn around! Nobody
returned."
called for you. Oh fuck!
Yep, I certainly have. Miriam.
Darius looks over to Aquila, holds up the finger with the magic ring on it. Is this a time?
I don't know what that ring does.
Darkness.
It's
Oh,
like
no,
cloud of
no.
darkness. I have a smoke bomb.
It's just
Pain. I will
like
be
s-
fine.
like
I
a
mean,
squid in
it's-
the water. We could get you out of here.
Hey, at least you guys are making more reasonable alternatives than Rex had access to.
I just pull out my ring of
Having
wild
no
magic.
invisibility was a perfectly
had that?
valid solution there.
We don't need the library burning down.
I
Yeah,
can make
but
you invisible.
tripping
Oh, yeah,
over
true.
tripping over nearby pots and performing minor vandalism was not the strongest of actions. Well, I see that you've certainly at least returned in one piece, so. And he just kind of shrugs.
How have things been going?
Better. Now less so, but nonetheless. I'm going to move somewhere else. Enjoy your entourage or whatever it is.
Well, Vermilion, if they were being any less subtle, I might think there were hostilities between them.
Agreed.
If we were
What
being
gave you
less
that
what?
impression?
Subtle.
Own old lover.
No.
Okay.
Well, he could have been when you found out.
He could have been
No.
why, too.
Not
fact.
quite
Oh.
like that. He's old school arrival.
Ah,
I see. So you like the
And-
same? I'm just fucking around.
And he finds the subtlest ways to insult you and disguise it as a compliment so that he never gets in trouble for anything.
Wow.
well, he didn't exactly seem subtle.
Well, we can find the subtlest of ways to stab him, and he just kind
Vermilion.
of. He,
I don't need to get expelled for
he-
bringing
he-
murder
he-
hobos
he-
into.
He recognizes that it's not an option. He's just upset.
Yeah, though sometimes he's not subtle, like tossing a poisonous snake through my window. So
Nothing wrong with snakes.
Lot
uh,
of
he just
land
did it on
isn't there?
purpose.
Oh, jeez, sorry. Oh, that was a bad time to take a sip. Oh.
Dad, how does it feel knowing that you almost killed Lothair?
It makes me ecstatic.
Listen, I'll have you know,
bring it up.
Mastercide is illegal in our Hectorum.
Gotta kill Hector.
Ugh.
Glug glug.
Glug glug.
Quack, quack.
Zug zug.
Gua gua.
Aqua?
Quack, quack.
So, continue. I'm sorry. Ugh. That hurt my thought. Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, but he's not a snake handler. So the snake was incredibly mad. Was lucky that I was at my desk. But that was an eventful night. Trying not to get bitten.
How long ago was this? This seems like the acts of a jealous middle schooler.
6 or 7 years ago.
So about.
I don't know how old he is. I never asked. I try to, know as little information as possible about him. Just don't want that clouding my psyche.
Sometimes the best way to deconstruct your opponents is by
Destroy
getting
them.
to know them
No,
better.
but I would rather just not interact with him, though.
It seems like he would much rather interact with you.
Ah. So, what do we think our next steps are in finding whoever put up the bounty?
Well, we could bring the description to the executors and to gather some more information about any subtilitas that may have been in the area.
Yeah. Could be good.
It could backfire, but doubtful.
How would it backfire?
If the executor subtilitas is in on it,
Ah.
Do the other executors know that it was a subtilitas?
they don't know much about the bounty yet, so
I think selectively informing the executors of the situation might be.
well, we can only directly inform one anyway, the executor Vitalis. But the magics that Korzek used seem to be more on the limited side, and we should. Are there any places of note that would be directly south from here?
As you consult your map, pretty much there's not a major settlement directly south until you get to like shore, and that's like entirely on the coast, a very long ways away. The road, however, does lead south and then east, which ends up bringing you like towards like the like Korheim, Runewald, Toru area, where a lot of the core of the Volstrom territories takes place.
And again, this was
Well,
a month and a
exists.
half ago,
Excuse me.
Yeah.
so we could have headed toward Korheim, but then left for elsewhere. Anyone have any ideas?
Not really, unfortunately.
Hmm.
A few, but not exactly helpful ideas.
Do they involve your contacts in the agricultural association?
I shake my head and I just say,
Hmm.
no, just some theories about who might be behind this.
Well, any ideas are better than none.
I go ahead and I like scribble a little name and I just say it says Thomas, and then I go ahead and scribble down hates school, and then I write like I draw a line over to scholars, and then I draw a big angry face over the line. I just say, notoriously, he's always been more of a brute. Maybe he had something to do with it. I mean, he might have the pull, and given his lack of daddy's money, he might just be wanting to do power plays. I don't know. I'm just theorizing.
Not one that we should discard outright, but that does bring the problem of how he would convince a subtilitas to do something like that, and how this subtilitas would acquire the necessary materials to make the forgery convincing.
I look over to Sternhoff and I just say, "Oh, you're smart. What do you reckon?"
Honestly, I'm as lost as you guys right now.
Fuck.
Shit. This,
It's a
oh
delicate
man.
situation.
Sternhoff, would you mind making me an Arcana check real quick?
I actually haven't pulled up my sheet the entire session.
Whiz.
I mean, it didn't come up.
Alright. You end up having a little bit of an idea as one of the like people that you worked with back when you were in rune mode did use magic primarily for the purpose of tracking, so it's entirely possible that you might end up finding other people who like are like good at finding people. If
Come to
that is
think of it-
something you would like to pursue.
Come to think of it, actually, I say after taking a pause, I've worked with individuals in my past that have used tracking magic before. It's possible we could find some of our own around here.
That could work. Although we would probably need more than a vague description of the individual.
Perhaps.
How could it be?
Maybe the original scroll that he made.
That's assuming that he's the one who made it, though.
Yeah.
Darius, are you able to send your box to someone who you only have a name and a description of, or do you have to be familiar with them?
I've only ever done it with somebody that I'm familiar of, but I wouldn't know if I could send it to someone I just have a name for. I'm not. I'm assuming it would be someone that I've met before.
Doubtful. I can't imagine where you would have met Executor Ventma. And I'm loath to send it to Executor Paralin, considering his disinclination toward social matters.
I've seen Alay before,
You have?
passing through Soju. Hopefully, seeing them is enough.
Wait, when exactly did you see Executor Alay?
It was just passing when you were speaking with them. You went and spoke with them, and I just saw from outside.
That was the Executor Triumphus.
Who was that?
That
Alay,
would
then.
be... One moment, pulling it up.
Do you want me to just tell you since I have it?
I have it pulled up now.
Okay.
That would be Executor Jealous.
These names are
In
many
any
and
case,
confusing to me.
apologies. But I know for a fact that you have seen Executor Paralin. He was directly in front of us at the play, actually.
The executor
Auspicia.
Bissia. And they cover
The Auspicia cover most of the logistical side of of Clandomer. They are present in many legal dealings, and they're often involved in arranged marriages and other similar things, but mostly legal things, such as documentation or decrees or
Might this
honestly most things
information
of the sort.
might this benefit this executor in particular? And if we're assuming that there is the potential for the executor subtilitas to be in quote unquote on this, is there reason, like I find there might be then division between each of the classes of the Delmarevs at the moment?
That may be the case. We've never been completely united.
Can we trust the fact then that the Auspicio would help us?
I don't know. I've only ever actually met Executor Paralin once, and he left rather a strange impression.
Rather keep our actions away from just whims then?
Aye. Which is why I was suggesting that we send it to Executor Vetma once we learn when Korzak can contact her again. Which brings me back to my original point. Do you think that you would be able to send something to her with a description?
I would have to try, but it's just not something I've ever done before. It's normally these spells are things that just come to me.
Aye. Well, I will write out a message and hopefully this works. Lorik starts writing out a message on a sheet of paper from his pack, and I will be DMing that to you, Lothair.
Noted.
If nobody's gonna say anything, I just go ahead and I ask Aquila. So I still don't get it. It seems that there is, I don't know, a point. This seems rather haphazardly put together. I don't understand why they would even try this if it was so. And I just make like I put up my hand and then I slap it down with like barely any effort, and I just put it down. Killable.
Yeah. I just don't know.
Was a rather easily solvable issue to come out of the subtilitas.
Is there any way that these allegations have any, not truth to them, but more so a way they could be misconstrued as true?
I mean, there are infected individuals in the hospital, but no, we have
Considering
procedures to keep spread low.
and
Not only
considering
that,
the message was disguised as from the executor
Vitalis.
Vitalis, yes, it seemed intentionally deceitful, so it wouldn't be based on merit to begin with. If it was, they wouldn't have had the need to be deceitful.
aye. Well, I just kind of think about it, and then I say, is there anybody at the school who might have had direct contact with anybody from, the other side?
I mean, I wouldn't think so. Is basically what I'm saying. Um,
I kind of just scratch my head thinking. Oh, and I snap my fingers. Uh, 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 hi, son. And I wrote down. We could ask him.
who?
It's
I'm loath to deal with that cobra any more than we have to.
But
Cobra, you have a problem with snakes.
No, not in the slightest.
I jest.
ha ha ha. Tee hee hee.
And Lorik proceeds to continue writing his report/letter.
Same.
Uh, tr- So, how? What's your connection with? I snaps his fingers because Rifter, as well as myself, forgot the name. Lady friend. I'm asking Aquila.
Who
Yeah.
do you mean?
Aquila, I say in her voice, and I imitate running over to hug you.
Tari. She's just a friend.
I raise an eyebrow, but I don't say anything. And
I'm
I
roommates with you all.
say, mm-hmm.
Does
You didn't
that make
grow
that
up with us all.
didn't grow up here?
Well, not grow up, but
Evolve.
That's
I find I would consider education as a second stage of growing up.
I point at that. Enlightened.
It's one way to put it. I mean, when you live with someone for several years, I mean, you get close.
It's impossible not to garner affection.
What do you mean by that?
Lorik
Affection
very
comes in more
pointedly
than-
ignores this.
It comes in more than just romantic or sexual tensions, of course.
Of course.
Simply stating an obvious fact.
I just meant most so. A history lesson, perhaps.
History lesson of what?
Of I don't know the shit you've been through. It feels like this has kind of come out of nowhere. This entire history. We all knew you were smart, as well as a doctor, but not so much the relationships and the politics of it.
You know, I came here when I was about 18 or 19. Stayed here, finished my studies, and went out into the world and started trading blight.
Really? I gotta cock my head at that. I was like, seems rather, it's expensive? Is that the word?
You trying to say something?
I don't know. It just seems like a bit of a trial by fire. That's it.
I mean, I wasn't alone.
Oh, okay. That kind of like reassures him. He's like, "Oh, okay. So they're not just sending you out into the fucking wild alone."
No, not at all. It's just not a time that I talk about much.
Hmm. I see.
Mm. You know, working with such dangerous diseases, you lose people.
Actually, you know what? Now since we're here, we're just gonna go ahead and check out the books. See if I can find anything on getting a voice.
In this section, it is mostly medical, so there are bits that you managed to find specifically in regards to like treatment of vocal cords and such, and making like both for the physical aspect and the magical aspect of healing such activities, but nothing on like actual generation of such.
Is there anything I can find on curse removal?
Not
I
in
think
this
that would
section.
be in a different section of the library.
Yeah, I figured as much. I just don't want to like hypersonic move my entire token around the fucking.
Speaking of, Darius, remembering something that has long passed, looks at its wrist.
Uh-oh.
You see nothing up on it.
He thinks about
Oh.
the mark.
You see nothing up on it.
Okay.
You've looked a couple times these past couple days. They really haven't shown up for about a month, maybe a bit more.
Okay.
That does bring up an interesting question of what exactly happened to those marks.
Go
In
on.
that case, I'm done writing my letter. If you would,
Hey, buddy.
you a description or
Yes, probably.
Lorik attempts to give as accurate a description of Executor Vetma as possible.
Ah, big blue dragonborn. Why am I not surprised?
Vetma is far less on the big side than you would expect.
Probably bigger than Darius.
Maybe only barely.
Everyone's big to me.
Who stops for a second, concentrates, and he's sitting there. No, I can't feel it. I don't. I can't even start. I don't.
Fuck.
all right then, perhaps.
Normally, I can feel some sort of energy, like whenever I start the spell. If I want to send something to you, I can almost feel your magical presence almost. But nothing.
Damn, if I were a bit more skilled with magic, I might attempt something myself. I wonder, if we were to create a spell scroll somehow, I wonder if I would then be able to cast it myself and invoke the magic.
I hate to disappoint you, Lorik, but I don't even know the first thing about making scrolls.
Alright then.
I have no understanding of where my personal magic even truly comes from. rather how I do it at all. I
In
don't
that
believe I
case-
have a nuanced enough understanding.
That is perfectly fine. One moment.
Lorik amends the letter quickly and then proceeds to ask,
So, since I know for a fact that you have seen it, do you think you would be able to send the box to Executor Perilyn then?
I could try. Are you sure this is who you want to send it to? Because once I send it, I cannot take it back unless they give it back.
It's our best chance, and during that, Executor Perilyn has rank over any subtilitas. This should be relatively safe. On second thought, perhaps I should write an additional note.
okay, Lorik scrawls a second note down and places it with the rest of the paperwork and nods to Darius.
Okay.
He sits down, concentrates, and tries to send it.
Give me a Arcana check.
Uh-oh. Small baby intelligence. Perfectly neutral.
Perfectly neutral, as all things should be. You focus for a little bit and it goes.
Hopefully this really. Thank you.
We don't know if it's even there yet. But,
Still,
of course.
Would you mind describing any security that was on either of your notes?
If I it's less a security measure and more just a thing. I would have specifically enclosed my Delmarev insignia with it
Gotcha.
because I don't exactly have a wax seal available.
Understandable. Well, the party has a minute or two.
Anyone else need to research anything? I'll be happy to show you around the library.
So it's mainly medicine?
Medicine, history, magic. Um,
Got any storybooks?
We do have some literature, yes.
Yo! Backflips off the chair.
Sort of leans over.
I
I
don't-
think he means picture books.
No, I heard that. I mean actual word book. Like
Yes,
something I can
word
actually read.
books.
Yeah, I don't know. I hate all of this politics stuff. I'll. You know
My
what? I'm gonna go
apologies.
walk around. I'm gonna go. I wonder if they have. Goes up to find something shiny. Oh,
Okay.
it's a lot of people.
I hope it goes well.
You wouldn't happen to have books on ancient beings?
Probably. I feel like that would be in the myths section. Or perhaps religions and historical gods.
What specifically?
Dendar.
Gotcha. Yeah. It would probably be on the left in the like social sciences section.
Which would be, and he's in character.
The
talking
left.
to Aquila. He's talking to Aquila.
Yeah, but I'm letting Aquila know.
Over there.
Mhm.
Tokens.
So, Dai, you kind of sneak up behind the bookshelf and see as a couple of them are talking and doing a little bit of magical incantation.
Mm-hmm. He snoops for the fun of it.
Now, would you mind giving and telling me the result of a investigation, Darius?
Yes. That's another neutral check.
Nice.
what is it?
That's pretty good for a
15.
zero.
15. As you search through, it takes you a little bit of time, but eventually you end up finding a single, like, piece of text that kind of piques your interest, specifically with a word at least somewhat similar to Dendar in, like, the Draconic script, which is a, like, it's like a book with a purple flame on the front. It, like, is surrounded by a couple pieces of a broken blue gem.
Tomar.
Huh?
Tomar.
I don't get it.
To take. I take it.
Oh, okay. What does that say? The cat is in my way?
Return is what Lork says.
Blonk. The box returns. Also, I still cannot see if another message got placed. Hello?
Yes, I have returned.
Hello.
Ah, okay, he was gone. That explains that.
Yeah, I had to mute myself quick, but box
I understand.
returned.
It's back.
The box comes back as Darius is walking back to the table.
Well, let's see what this says.
opens up the box and hands whatever the contents are to Lorik.
It still contains the same items as before with an additional note, somewhat hastily scribbled.
Lorik has a very deep scowl on his face, almost like 2 seconds into reading the new note.
So, the verdict?
Reached someone else. Unfortunately. Someone on deployment near the tomb of Jorah Highstone. Alright, it appears that we have to wait for back then. Or he may not even have to wait. I'll have to see.
Alright. Unfortunate that my attempt did not yield results.
It's alright. Thank you for trying. Aqua, do you know where Korzik would be?
I'm not very acquainted with him, honestly. Perhaps in the hospital again where we last spoke with him.
Alright then.
Do you head there, Lork?
Yeah, he does.
You look around, he is not present at that location.
Uh-oh.
I see Zeus is right outside the library.
Yep. He has been waiting patiently.
On his way back, Lorik does kind of stop by Zeus and makes a tiny bit of small talk, asking him very briefly of his impression of Kosvin, though he's very distracted from the small talk.
Beautiful as ever.
You mean to say you've been here before then?
Once.
Well, we're likely going to be spending at least one more day here.
And Lorik makes his way back into the library.
Alright. Korzik is nowhere to be found.
I'm sorry.
No need to apologize. We should need to find accommodations and try to make more progress in the morning, I feel. Anyone have any objections?
None here.
I'm good.
Alright, in that case... Aqua, do you know any specific places that would be willing to host a group of this size?
I mean... I would say... I mean, there should be some empty dorms. Stacy, would I know?
You would know that you could ask one of the, It's not called a taskmaster, dang it. Headmaster, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
I just realized my mic was muted.
Nah,
Oof.
Yeah, I was like, why is everyone just ignoring me?
it's because Rifter sucks.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, yeah, 'cause
Rif-
fuck you, Evan.
Rifter does pipe up, not so much an interjection, but just a reminder. And he's like, weren't we invited to that thing with that guy? What was his name?
Correct.
Right. Yeah. If we're all done here, should we go to, you know, be polite?
As I recall, that's still about half a month away,
Oh, never mind.
and it might not be a bad idea to get a head start on heading there, though. But we should
There's a
make
guy
sure
pop up from the darkness, and he's like, "Yeah, I agree. Yeah, sorry if I seem a little, I gotta warm up my ass, but I kind of want to see that woman again, and I need to see Racked again. Also, nothing shiny, Vermilion, over there, unfortunately.
I see if there's any books on the last thing I check is I see if there's any books about slimes, just because I'm interested to know more about Sloric. And if I can't find anything, which I'm assuming I do because you're you, but if I can't find anything, I just continue with the observation that we should at least I guess make a head start, since it appears that our business here is concluded.
Alas, slimes are not well known in this part of the country. Much
Shocking.
to my disappointment.
This is blasphemous.
Oh, I have one more lead as to where Korzik could possibly be, if you all are willing to get started on the accommodations.
Oi.
Yeah, I'll go ask if anybody wants to host some homeless people. He runs off, and he goes hit up Zeus, tells him something, and say, "Let's go, let's go walk around."
Aquila leaves a shell behind at the table.
Ignore me.
Lothar, which door was Korzik's again? I have tiny brain.
It was the one pretty much like immediately like to the left of the hospital.
So, okay, this one.
Yeah.
Alright.
Which you had previously entered.
Lorik is going to knock on that door.
Like not he enters the door and greets you.
Apologies if this is an inopportune time.
None at all. I trust things went well. Seeing as you are back so soon.
Aye, and we have some information to relay to Executors Vetma and Perilyn.
Can you please repeat that?
And I have some information to relay to Executors Vetma and Perilyn if you are able and willing to aid.
Of course. I assume the stones once more?
Either that, or if you're able to send a box through... I don't even remember what the spell's called, I'm sorry.
Alas, I am aware of which you speak, and I have no such means. He
Alright,
goes
then.
and retrieves the sending stone,
Thank you.
provides it to you.
Alright. Is it alright if we do this in actual voice chat then?
Yes, this time, yes.
Okay. Yeah, Lorik activates the stone.
Mm-hmm. There's the general buzz about. There's the energy of the stone activating, at which point the connection is established.
Greetings. Again, Executive. We have some more information regarding the situation in Kosvin, if you're interested.
Hail Nominus, I am ready to receive.
Alright. We did receive the missive that was sent to the mercenary leaders, which does bear the Vitalis seal. We believe it to be a forgery, though. It supposedly one of ours bearing the Subtilitas crests met with the leader of these mercenaries and brought with him the payment for the task and the missive. He was described as having a scar on his left cheek and left for the south immediately afterward.
I shall check our records.
Thank you. The information that we have is that he showed up around the middle of Red Bear, if that helps narrow things down.
Would you like me to contact you once I'm aware? If I find anything?
If it's not a hassle, then I would be greatly appreciative. It would be an honor to try and find this individual to figure out where this came from.
It is of great importance, young Lork. Thank you.
Thank you, Executor. Glory to the Highborn.
Is there anything else that I may do to assist you?
Not at this time, though. Thank you.
Glory to the Highborn.
Glory to the Highborn.
Korzek chimes in and also does a glory to the Highborn despite not having said anything.
Went well. Unfortunately, I not able to provide the missive.
Korzek asks to read it.
Alright. Can't do any harm.
He does so before handing it back. Unfortunately.
That is troubling, to say the least.
That it is. That it is.
Well, in any case, we should be here at least through tomorrow. Anything for then.
I shall look forward to perhaps being able to talk more if such events arise.
Aye. Thank you.
Do you have a place to sleep for the evening?
My companions were in the process of making arrangements.
I do not have a roommate at this time. If you are seeking a location, I would be more than willing to host the rest of you, if only I have but one extra bed.
Well, thank you for the offer. Hopefully we don't have to encroach upon hospitality like that.
You know where to find me, sir, should the case arise.
Aye. And thank you for your help thus far. Lorik starts making his way back to the party. Well, that went more smoothly than I expected.
So we off then?
Well, we still have to wait for more information. The Executor Vitalis said she would look into it, but doesn't have the information yet. So, perhaps we should wait until tomorrow at least before doing anything.
Alright, sounds good.
Hopefully
Yeah,
I'm
we
not
can't
putting
do
anyone out
anything.
with this. Are you alright?
Me? No.
You feeling okay?
No, I'm just a bit nervous, that's all.
Oh, okay.
Talk about Lyra.
I hope I didn't get the plague. If I got the plague, then tell my brother I love him.
He's
Never mind.
Lorik
So,
sighs about 2 seconds
didn't
after Mary
find-
says never mind.
didn't find any house that wanted to house us, but I didn't look for any inns. So maybe we should try that.
Wait, did you go door to door asking people if they'd have people?
Yeah, I said, "Hey, can you house us?" And they were like, "No." And that kind of summarizes every single one of them. Very homogeneous population.
Was that here?
No, he just went. He probably didn't even go. He was just
Oh.
hanging out with Zeus.
In any case, if we have no other options, then Korzek has offered to accommodate.
It's huge. That's amazing.
I wouldn't want to encroach on his hospitality with as many people, though, unless we absolutely have to.
I think encroaching on his hospitality would be more so refusing his offer,
Good point.
considering we already intend to stay.
So we're roommates then.
And they were roommates.
God damn it.
I mean, Rifter and Lorik were roommates for one night.
Yes, a very passionate roommates we were.
Gun.
Heard a lot of noise coming from over there.
For Lorik's neutral special, he wields a gun.
No, that one's racked.
Yeah.
No, that's just his neutral normal. Like, all of his
Neutral
moves are gun.
normal. My man plays Smash 100%.
I have never played Smash.
Okay, but regardless, pressing memes are afoot.
This cat keeps thwacking my microphone with his tail.
Stop thracking, cat. Bad. Or good.
So
Quit thwacking
yeah.
it, kid. You'll go
I-
blind.
So yeah, I vote we go room with the old man.
Well, hopefully
Yes.
Delrev won't have issues with several less than safe elements
What do
rooming
you
in his
mean? We're so
quarters.
safe.
Hey, rooming with me
Aquila
is
has
a
a-
privilege, I'll have you know.
She has a mask. Look, Astronov has an eye patch.
Hey, I
I
will
have-
be in my own room.
Oh, you have a house.
Yes, Dyer, and what about you and your brother, or Vermilion?
I'm safe.
Not safe.
Look, if I
Saber.
lay... Oh. I
As
thought he
in-
was offering to all of us. If not, then,
No, he is offering, but should anything come to light,
Oh,
I
well,
don't.
if I sleep on that side, I don't press on any of the alchemist fires.
Not what he means by coming to light, but I like it.
Mate, just fucking just let me in.
Yeah, just let us in. We'll put the stuff at the door. It's like
Lorik sighs
Academy
in a
again.
very defeated manner.
All right, lead the way. Lead the way. House.
Alright then.
Since apparently I can't trust me friend to fucking bail me out, I look at Aquila. It hurts still that I was denied.
That bet's taken, man.
And I leave.
I have to follow Lorik to sell Girl Scout cookies.
Wait.
Please.
I unlock the door. Thank you.
Is anyone else following?
Follow.
Who's the rooming pair? Or
You should come left.
who's pairing with who?
You're coming with us.
Yeah, Aquila's going alone.
The boys.
Yeah,
just
no
gonna
girls
go.
allowed.
No girls
In the middle of the
allowed.
night, old man drops by the girls' party. Yeah.
We were able to find accommodations for some of our number, but I hope this is not too much of an inconvenience.
Help.
You can always use
Uh,
Lorik as a makeshift bed.
Does Korzek have any objections?
Just stands there.
Nope.
Menacingly.
Slork just
Thank you.
looks at the group.
We
Well,
will. We will do our best to ensure that things are not encroaching on anything.
there could be no such thing, and he moves to the side and takes
Thank
the
you.
blanket off of one of the two beds and lays it upon the floor before laying himself upon it.
Lork was just going to use his cloak as a blanket on the floor, but hey.
Hey, buddy. The party rests peacefully.
Peace.
Full.
I'm gonna drag Rifter in.
You do be dragging, though.
Wait, I
In the
thought you were
morning,
dragging.
Lork, you get notification that the Delmarv you described did exist, but supposedly they were slain, and it was like confirmed that they were like dead.
Secrets.
Do they have any information on the
Yes.
date of death?
It was about like 5 years ago, and it was off the coast of the capital in a naval battle against pirates.
Rest in peace.
I send a quick thank you back and am very perturbed by this turn of events.
Good work.
Hmm.
You look perturbed.
Well, our man supposedly died 5 years ago.
And it
Oh,
like
is that an
matches the
imposter?
description to a T.
Like an imposter shapeshifter situation.
Perhaps, but he somehow didn't die
Where's
and has
Zeus?
been around this entire time.
Where's
You know, that is a good question.
he? Probably went to get eggs.
Hmm.
Zeus did not room with you all.
That's fair. I wouldn't either.
Alright, so as it stands, we have no leads, and a dead man from 5 years ago going up to accuse scholars of effectively genocide.
Clearly an outside agent trying to brew discord within the Empire.
Hmm.
Hey, it wasn't me this time.
This time.
Aye, you wouldn't kill
What
that
about-
many innocents.
I wouldn't kill any.
Oh. In any case, should we be on our way then, since we have the information?
Aye.
And it clearly
Mm.
seems as though we can't track this person down.
I mean, not here, at least.
The best we can hope for is that they'll find us.
Rundhop, if we give you a description, can you like call lightning on the guy?
This is assuming he still looks like that.
I could shoot him with a lightning bolt, but I can't call lightning directly down from the sky.
Lime.
Okay, if we find him, you know what to do. So now you just do the thing.
I'm not sure if I should do it if we're in public though.
Okay, if we find him in private,
I doubt lightning would be that effective on him anyway.
what?
Lork kind of points to like one of the more brightly blue scales on
See
like his neck or cheek.
I thought we clarified that this was likely some sort of shape changer.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's totally what I meant.
I guess blasting with lightning would be a great way to tell.
This is true.
I know there's one spell called Moonbeam. That's the only one I know.
Wait, actually, question: do they return to their original form after they've been stabbed up?
Yes.
I see.
Keep in mind, this is all speculation. We don't have definitive proof that they are in fact some sort of shape
Yeah,
changer.
could be anything.
Aye.
For all we know, it could be just a normal, one of the more common races using magic to disguise themselves.
Yeah, this guy self works. There's another spell, but I don't know what the name of it is.
And that also brings up the question of where they got the money and where they got the seal.
Hold on just a second, I'll be right back.
Alright.
Oh, DM's gone. Quick, draw a PP.
Post memes in chat.
Post names in chat. Quick, 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 quick. Quick, find the most normie meme you can find.
Perhaps
Negative.
we should
Rage
try to
power.
find Zeus and make our way to Evolve.
No, we can just get moving. You'll find
I
us.
agree.
Hmm.
Golden,
What?
You were saying
you
something?
said something, but I didn't get it.
Wasn't important.
Oh, were you? Oh, dude, I got a fucking
Were
red
you
meme.
posting or?
Fuck.
Yeah. that
Uh,
was-
How do you do this again?
No idea. Sorry.
It's all good.
Sorry for the delay in material for anyone who was actually watching the stream.
Watching the stream. Thanks to our sponsor, Blue Apron. They sent me crabs.
Not sponsored, by the way.
Not
Yeah,
appreciated.
we are not sponsored by anyone.
We're not sponsored by a sponsor, Blue Apron.
Use code. Hold on, fucking.
Blue Apron
Harry Dragon Lord.
We're-
/ Hectorum.
We're
Yes.
gonna get
I am
cease and
back.
desist for this shit.
Hello. With the total did
Nobody
not
say
just.
anything.
What
Yeah, we
happened?
didn't say anything at all. No, nothing.
No.
Rifter
nothing.
killed the entire place.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's dead.
You know, I'll just be able to look at the replay, right?
You would never. I don't
No, you
actually-
you would
can't.
never.
Yeah.
You would never
I
slander
will.
us by using our own words against us.
I will.
You would never hold me to accountability.
Listen,
You wouldn't do
if
me
you
like
tell me right now, I won't hold it against you. I won't be angry if you're honest.
that.
We just
Well,
talked about our
Our
about
sponsor.
our sponsor for this video.
I learned it by watching you.
So what's the party's plan of action right now?
Leave,
Probably
literally.
heading to Evil once we gather everyone.
Yeah.
Unless Aqua has some other stuff she wants to do here in
Oh
Kosvin.
yeah. Somebody go knock on her door.
I'm up.
See what kind of crazy antics they got last night. They probably like read a book under a lamp. Dude, that's crazy.
True.
Reading a
Degenerates.
book in
Dude,
this
you past
year.
curfew,
Yo.
dude.
Ooh, that's
It's
scandalous.
fussy.
Sort of
Yeah,
debauchery.
let's
Were you up to?
Sleeping.
Wow. It's a party night.
Sorry for disappointing you.
No.
Lived up to my
That's
expectations perfectly.
more than what we did.
I mean, I slept. I don't know about you, Daya.
I think we
I tried. What if?
Not entirely
but-
sure if it was successful or not, but an
Hmm?
attempt was made.
How far away are we from this Evo and the festival?
Pretty.
How that rhymes.
It was 22 days from now, as I recall. And we are... Gods, we're almost across the entire Soju territory from there.
Do we want to wind it down for the night, or
We're winding
Yeah.
down.
okay?
Yeah. I guess our plan of action now is to find Zeus and
A buen adios, master.
commit teleport.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dyer went off to find him.
By the way, if Rifter wants the information that he said he would talk to Lorik about, we can continue that in like DMs.
Oh, it's all good. I'm incredibly tired.
I was just gonna continue it in that one text chat.
I see. But regardless, I'm very
Yeah.
big tired.
Commit sleep.
Sweet.
That was commit sneeze, not commit sleep.
I messed up the functions.
What are you,
They're right
dumb?
next to each other. You know, sneeze and sleep both do start with S. That's all I'm saying.
Just fucking sleep.
Are we still live?
Yes.
Oh.
We're almost done.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
There-
talking
there's some
to
time quota
God.
to fulfill.
Phil Time. Come on, say something. Bottom text.
Rifter suddenly realizes that Dyer is gone, his bestest buddy ever. And then suddenly realizes. And then-
Wow.
yeah, dude, you're not my bestest buddy. You're my roommate.
We are not roommates.
How could you say that after everything we've been through together?
I've barely been through anything with Vermilion.
What do you? Wait! You can't treat Rifter and Vermilion as different people. What do you mean?
Well, there was a time when he wanted us to treat them as different people.
Wait. Yeah. But that was different.
That was then.
Yeah, that was then. This is now.
We're in now.
Yeah. So regardless, Rifter suddenly realizes that Dyer's gone. Wait a minute. He was nervous about something. Wait a minute. His brother was gone. Wait a minute. His brother can sow discord within the Empire. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Wait, what?
If you're here and I'm here, then that means. So
Evan
Rifter
just fucking died.
I do be dying. So Rifter goes off
Same.
to find Dyer because he suddenly realizes that Dyer may have secondary motives in this whole operation.
Nox
Hey,
is Zeus
don't doubt the
confirmed.
boy.
Zeus's Rifter confirmed. God, remember when that was a meme among us?
Yeah,
Wait a
among
minute.
us,
Among us.
Wait a minute.
among us.
I did not mean to do that.
Oh no.
A mongoose.
Okay, I want to die, please.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, I go to find Dyer. How successful am I in that pursuit?
Mm. That's because I'm also the
What?
He's speaking the language of gods.
Yeah, really though.
You probably wouldn't find him yet, but you're about to in a bit.
I see.
No finding him off screen. You can only find him on screen.
Oh, I have to find him on screen. Okay.
No,
I
no,
see.
I'm like on screen time. Like,
Oh, I see.
we ain't doing any plot progression at the end of my session.
Yes.
Oh my god, this mother.
Lothair, please save us from Archip posting, please.
You see Zeus and Dire begin to make their way back.
As they approach,
Well, yeah, you find us first, I guess. You find
Yeah.
us too.
I suddenly tap my foot and I give you a look as if you know I know that you.
Well, I just got lost trying to find a shoe
Bean
lace,
is all I say.
an orange shoelace, which is code for like 10,000 things that obviously you understand. And give me 2 seconds.
I don't. That isn't even thieves' camp. That's just beans. That's just
Oh,
me
you
actually
just told me
saying the-
beans?
I just told you beans.
Oh,
The
okay.
word beans. And I look at you, and then I look over at Zeus, and I look back to you, and I raise an eyebrow.
How does he look?
Who?
He looks at Zeus like. Just repeat that, Evan.
I look over at Zeus, then I look back over at Dire, then I look back over to Dire, then I look back over to Zeus.
I see.
You don't
He's
read
like-
into
he's
that
like-
order.
He
I'm
says
reading into that
in
order.
Thieves' Cant. He says
Yeah.
basically in Thieves' Cant, and everybody, it doesn't matter if everybody knows this. He basically just says like, "There's nothing to worry about. It's just that we can't teleport." But he tells that to you in Thieves' Cant.
Yeah. Basically,
yeah.
all I imply is do I need to do a stabbo?
He shakes his head. It's like, nope. It's gonna be a dry couple of days. Nothing to stab.
And you're not gonna make me regret that choice, are you?
He says, "I'm not good with responsibility."
Well, shit, I don't know how to respond to that.
Oh, well, I mean, no, just don't. No, it's okay. Everything's okay, man. We just. He was just telling me something about something back at the guild, and then he also told me that he can't teleport at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Of course he was.
Yeah, that's it. That's all he says.
Of course it is. He looks very
I mean, you
very
can
suspiciously.
incite me.
I already
Zeus
insight.
looks at Rifter, and also still in Thieves' Cant, because I think we're still in Thieves' Cant. He says, "If you'd like to teleport us instead, I'm all open for it."
Oh, I'm at disadvantage still. I don't know why I fucking. All right, whatever.
Yeah,
Still
dude,
an 18.
Well, let me
18.
see. You know what? Let's just do for roleplay purposes. Let's do a little bit of social PvP. Wow, how epic!
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Epic.
roll a deception check.
Damn.
So, nothing. You sense exactly what you sense. Basically, if I rolled lower, I would have said something. But
Yeah, I got you. Okay. Well, I just shrug and I just give you squinty eyes, and then I remove my hand from my rapier and I gladly escort you all back to the rest of the party, and with a I don't know, happy-go-lucky Rifter face.
Well, any news on how exactly we intend to get to Evil.
I point over to Zeus.
Well,
I look over and I'm like, well,
Well, he's like, he essentially shrugs in like a, what about it, me?
aren't you going to do the thingy?
What thing?
the teleportation circle he used to get us to Tarnos Pem in the first place.
He holds his hand out and he says, he looks at Zeus if he seems like if he wants to talk. If he gives him just
He
even the
starts to,
slightest
but then he
eye.
stops.
Okay, then Dyer goes ahead and he says, Zeus does not have the magic juice right now to teleport us. He's been feeling weird the last couple days, so can we give him a break? He says.
Ask
Yeah.
for
He looks
the
and Dyer looks
Kashyoji.
serious for once.
I don't know who actually heard that. Did
I heard you swearing.
okay.
Rifter just repeats what
Yeah.
he said.
Wheeze.
Alright then, so what's the plan?
What are our options?
Well, as it stands now, our only real option is to walk there. As I doubt we have supplies to make a trip of that scale. We could always stop in Tarnos Pem to stock up on that.
Hmm.
But aside from Tarnos Pem, there's not that many good stops along the way. Closest one would be Ferrith and just unless I'm mistaken.
Nah, I think you're right. I say, looking over my map.
It would be very close.
Fuck it, we got nothing better to do.
I guess I just hope we're not too late.
And Rifter joyfully makes his way to Neverland.
Well,
So where does the party head?
anyone have any objections to restocking on rations and the like in Tarnos Pem before we make our way?
Nothing by me.
Sounds like a plan.
Pause.
Yeah.
Can we take like a mini pause? I might have something. So it's
Oh,
fine. But I need to see like how this conversation progresses.
I just heavily lean on Dyer's shoulder, like very not my full body weight, but just like as a joke, like, oh, sure is just such a shame Zeus isn't feeling up to the task, you know? Really do wish you could help us out here. I like look, well, I don't look down because you're taller than me, but I look up at you intensely.
Says, can everybody follow me for a bit? And he
Oh,
points
I
at
suppose.
just this little
Yeah.
place. Bloop.
I like
Come
your
into my
cool-
treehouse.
Let's go. No girls allowed.
Treehouse.
So Lothar, does this feel private enough?
Sure, you can say that. If this is what you feel like.
He says, "All right, fellas." Claps his hands. I'm gonna put it bluntly. we have how important is this mission to find this Delmarv? The lives of these people are not anymore in danger. We just don't know where this criminal is. How
Agreed,
important is this?
Which is why I propose that we essentially wait for more leads by taking care of other things in the meantime.
Like Evo, maybe? He points at you.
That's exactly what I was suggesting, yes.
I see. Well, then there's nothing to discuss. There's no need for teleportation. We can just not have to pass by Korham, do anything investigations. We can just go to Evo and not teleport.
Is there a reason you're so insistent on having us not teleport?
Let's just say let's just say my brother, and he points at Zeus, who's probably just standing kind of half in the distance over there.
He's standing kind of semi-awkwardly with one of his hands grasping onto his other wrist.
Yeah. He's like, he's not in shape anymore. So I would like him to not. From what I understand, there's a difference between a wizard and a sorcerer. And one of them is that one. Let's just say
I
one
understand. You don't have to say anymore.
judge.
I still don't know what the difference is.
Okay, then I'll understand. I'll explain.
Are we sure
this.
that he didn't just anger one of his contacts at one of the teleportation circles?
I look over at Zeus. Are
He's
there any?
he's a little bit sullen. That's about it. He shakes his head negatively with a no.
Guys, I know I've said many things about my brother in the past, but I'll put my name on the line. Not this this matters a lot to me, and I would like to put my name on the line to say that this is probably not the fabled monster I've talked to you guys about. This man right here is just a man that cannot teleport us. That's all he is at this moment. And I will wish for him to come with us to Evo to meet Lyra.
Well, Zeus, time will tell what sort of man you are.
He nods. I'd hope to prove to you in other ways, more than just as a source of magic.
Hmm. Well, we'd best start on our way while we still have daylight.
Yeah, can we like get a wagon? I have some gold.
Well, if you get a wagon, then I can. I have a way to make that a bit faster.
But you have? How? Are you gonna pull it? Are you that strong?
Yes, Sire. I am going to pull a wagon with 8 people in it.
God,
Wow,
this is
I didn't
insane.
know you were that strong, mate.
This is so epic.
Lorik just looks vaguely annoyed.
Vaguely. Just very generally in a way.
Shunhoff, were
like-
you in the camp?
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
Then yes, the 5 people who were in the camp got it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so between the 5 of us, wait, didn't he get his share, or was it 60 between all of us? Is that
It
what
was
you-
60 between the 5 of you.
Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know how to count. Okay, so if we each give 2 gold to Strunhav, then everybody's good.
Yeah, I'll give 2.
Yeah, boop.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Golden, you get 10.
Very-
Alright, so if we can get a wagon, then
Yeah.
have a magic that could be useful for lightening our load and
What
potentially
magic?
speed things up. I know of a magic that can conjure a spirit in the form of a steed, which can do exactly what you would expect.
Horse.
Be a horse.
Honestly.
Yes, let's do that.
I could give us good fortune on the roads, so that we encounter fewer inconveniences that might slow us down. They add up.
That would also be useful. Hopefully it would
Oh, that
shave
is
a day
true.
or two off.
Dara's eyes begin sparkling like just happily as everybody seems to have some way to get us there faster.
Well, you see about getting us that wagon, I will start working on that spell. The binding and all that.
Gotcha.
You guys are
Yeah.
able to find a wagon at a fairly
Ooh.
reasonable price, like from the nearby
What's the
town, for
price?
about 20 gold.
20 gold.
Ooh.
Okay, let me
Now,
think.
if you are looking to like actually purchase it.
Do we need a wagon? We don't have one.
We could use one.
Yeah.
This is true. I'll pitch in 4 gold.
No.
And
Wait,
nobody
actually,
can
how much
stop
gold do you
me.
have now?
I have 24. Nobody can stop me from paying.
Stop him!
Oh shit.
I am not poor.
How are we splitting this? So whose character would be willing to pay? Who wouldn't be?
Darius.
I'll front a few gold myself.
If we can get 5 people to give 4, then we can just take it.
Yeah. I think Dyer would give. He would easily give 4. Wait, so Evan, did you say that you gave some?
Oh, I didn't, but I will.
Okay.
Rifter, in character, Rifter would probably wait for everyone else to fess up and then, like, be obnoxious about it and then be like, fine, I guess. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he
But-
doesn't speak up when Lork tries to pay?
Oh, yeah, with the exception of Lork. Lork doesn't get to pay. He has no right to his own money.
I have a thing in and out of
I'm so
character
sad.
about uneven numbers. So if I gave 4, I would have 19 gold left, so I'll give 3.
All right, you
Literally
give 3. That's fine. I'll give 5. That way I have. Oh no, I don't have 69. Never mind, I don't have to count. Fuck.
Oof.
So close.
Oh, you
Is
have
it
a lot of
68?
gold.
I do have a yeah. Dyer has a lot of gold, but you gotta remember every time I use a bonus action, I spend like a gold.
True.
It's
How
like,
do you have so much money in the first place then?
because I don't have any magic items or shit. Everything I find is like off the ground. Well, and you know the weapons, because I can't just pick up rocks for a living.
Yeah, you can.
True. This is
I
true.
could, but do you guys
What
want a
is
guy
called
throwing 1d4 plus
What do you
dex?
think rockhounds do?
Yes.
It's called being a
Rock
geologist.
hounds? Bark, maybe? What did you say, barbecue?
It's called being a geologist.
Part 1, pick it up. Part 2, throw the thing.
Part of a
Epic
2-step
stress.
program.
66.
I'm
okay.
glad Darius
So
got it.
we buy wagon. If everybody pays 4 gold except Golden, and Aquila, I don't think you need to pay. I don't think we counted you. We have a wagon.
Hashtag no goes allowed.
Beautiful.
Okay, so Lork does cast Find Speed, and basically tells the minor celestial spirit that is now in fact Horse.
You are mine now. You.
Horn.
So long as this remains, you will help us get to Evil, and then I will release you from service.
I own
Nay.
It can understand the language. It has 6 int and it can
Yes,
understand
yes,
the
but
language.
for everyone else.
Okay, fair.
No, Lord talks horse.
Nay.
Oh, man, I'm sorry. I don't think it worked.
Can you give him a horn?
He understands my meaning perfectly well, and he will be released from service when we get to Evil.
Ah.
Come on,
Well, nice to meet you, horse.
Nay.
So talkative.
He truly has such interesting conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Would
Let's
we like to
play
call
this way.
soon?
I'm cool with calling it whenever.
I'm cool
Yeah.
with calling it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you all for showing up.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Thank
Sorry
you,
if
and
it was a
thanks
little
our
bit
sponsor.
slower, but it's a good setup. It's
Alright.
coming.
Oh, it's gonna hit the fan. Yes.
No, something like that.
Yeah.
I hope we get to evolve and just set it on fire.
What? Just like Chabalo?
Yeah, it's
That's
just
not
it's
out
like
of
just like
question.
Oh,
just
They
Rag
do
set
sound
the
similar.
fire.
It's like the
That'll be great.
simulations.
Just
mhm.
like a simulation. We practice it.
Well, thanks for showing up, everybody, and I look forward to doing the same thing next Friday.
Yeah.
It's fantastic
And
having you.
thanks our sponsor, GM Binder.
So
Peace.
that's what it was about, huh?
In the previous case, it was Blue Apron.
No, of course, of course. How could it
Use
be
code
anything
Blue
else?
Slime to
Thanks
get
to our
free
sponsor,
M&Ms.
Raid Shadow Legends.
All I'm gonna
Okay.
say
Maybe
is that
a
Blue
little
Apron
bit.
probably has a Jello product, which makes me inherently dislike them.
Oh, use code Blue Jello to get
I
crabs.
will massacre you.
Use code Blue Slime.
This is exactly the problem with Jello.
All right, but
It's
yeah,
actually just like-
I will talk to you, gentlemen and lady, later.
Adios, everyone.
Alright.
See ya.
Have a good one.
Peace.
Adios.